Hello and welcome back to Xpwaste, where I played with game sounds for the first time and I kind of like it. I'm Michael.
And I'm so proud. If you're new around here, welcome. My name is Oxie. I'm one of the co-hosts of the Xpwaste podcast, the other co-host. We talk about old school RuneScape, which is probably why you're here. If you're here because you found us by accident, right? Like if you're not an old school RuneScape player and you found us, we're either going to be the most boring podcast you ever heard in your entire life, or we are going to be the starting point for the most virulent addiction to a video game you could ever probably have, in a
Yep.
good way, like virulent good, if that makes sense, right? Because RuneScape is going to hook you in. But assuming you're a RuneScape player, you're in the right place. If you're not new around here, we made it. We survived. It's finished. We survived bingo, fall bingo. I had a blast, and we're probably going to hear a lot about bingo this week. That's probably going to be the main title of the episode.
Probably the entire thing.
So now that we know what we've been, to establish, that's what Michael and I have been doing in game this last week. Michael, how have you been this week?
So it's actually been 2 weeks since people last heard from us. So did we take last week off because, wait, hold on. Has it only been 1 week?
No, so we last recorded on the 8th. And then we said we're going to take the week after off. So the episode came out on like the 13th or the 14th or whatever.
Oh, yeah, the day before bingo.
Yeah, a couple days
the day before the draft.
Yeah, it came out on the 11th. No, we recorded the day after the draft. And then we did because the draft only took like 6 hours.
Oh, right.
And then from there, we took the week off, and we took the week of bingo off so we could play without having to record or edit while we were playing bingo.
True.
And by we, I mean Michael. But yeah, we'll talk about that. But yeah, so it's been 2 weeks since we've had an episode, technically.
It doesn't feel like 2 weeks, but I guess these last 2 weeks have been interesting for me. I did play bingo, but I also like real life stuff has just kind of been sucky. Like the family's sick. My son's going through massive sleep regression. Well, not everyone. My wife was sick, and then I wasn't feeling good for like a day or two, but she's good now as of today. But it's just been like, I don't know. Like my son has been waking up at 4:30 every single morning without fail. Like his internal clock just got turned back 2 hours. And now he wakes up at 4:30 screaming, crying. It's toddler sleep regression, like it's supposedly normal. But my adult non-sleep regressed schedule is not having it. So it's just been a really, really hard transition of like mindset of, I know I get to stay up as late as I want, and I want to go to bed at like 11:30 because under normal circumstances, 11:30 is I can get enough sleep, but not when I'm waking up at 4:30. So like I've had to go to bed at like 9 or 9:30 or like get in bed at 8:30 just so that I'm not a zombie for my work week and like having to call out, because I did have to call out because I was so tired one day. So that's been a hit to the gains as far as like I just at night is generally when I game, and I usually stay up a little bit later to do that, and so I didn't get to do that for bingo like I wanted to, which is fine. Still got to game with the team, but other than that, I missed playing on my group Iron Man. It's so weird, like not the whole time, but there was definitely times during bingo where I was like, man, I wish I was doing this on my group Iron Man just for
I told
like
you
the
you
gains.
should sign up on it.
I don't think it would have been as fun. Like I didn't do like the most high end content, but like we did do TOA, we did do chambers, and my account was not in a place. It's not in a place right now to be able to like do a trio and like do the DPS, I guess. But yeah, other than that, it's getting colder in Texas. Like Not now. It's back up to the 80s, but for a while there, it was hoodie weather, and I was extremely happy because we got some. Frick, where are they? I didn't bring a single hoodie in here. We have new Zolra merch. If you can't tell, I'm wearing the shirt right now, and we got new hoodies, and I've been wearing the heck out of my new hoodie. It's quite nice. It's quite nice. What is that? Is Oxy? Oh,
It's a
he's not.
pillow.
It's a pillow.
Just adjusting a pillow.
I thought you had like a secret, like a new hoodie to show me.
Ooh, no, I no, I don't. I don't have one of the. I don't have any of the Zolra merch, and I realistically won't. But
Right, because you're kind of weirded out by having the tattoo and the graphic. I get it. I don't know if I'll wear the shirt out much in public.
It's only a personal thing. Like the designs are sick, and
Oh yeah, no,
awesome
designs are
additions to our
freaking
merch
awesome,
store.
dude.
It's just a weird personal thing I have of like that's tattooed on my
Perfectly
body,
normal.
too.
No, it's perfectly normal. It's perfectly normal. Like I've wanted to get a poster, but I'm like, I have a permanent poster right here. Like I don't need to go and purchase this printed on a piece of paper to show up in the background. Like I have it on my body.
Yeah.
I am the poster. So yeah. If you want to check that out, link will be in the description for the merch store. I personally am in love with all of it. But hoodie weather in Texas, and like as far as being outside is concerned right now, it kind of sucks because like it's about to rain all week and it's been in like the mid 80s, which is so weird. If we could just start fall and like keep fall, I would be so happy. But alas, Texas has other plans.
Come to Michigan, baby. We're full
I
swing
know,
fall right here, right now.
What is it, like in the 50s still?
Yeah, it's been right now. Let's check the current temperature. Weather Insights. It's currently 46. And right now we're looking at
night.
71, 63, 70, 73. So during the day.
Oh, you're in the 70s during the day?
The low is falling to. This is a relatively warm week. Like the last couple of weeks have been like, let's go to a tailgate with our favorite college sports team's hoodie on and drink way too many shitty beers. Like that. It's been that kind of weather. I've been able to do none of that, but Michigan is fall weather for sure.
So today is Sunday. Next week, so like not this week, but next Sunday when we record again, I'll be singing a different tune because according to my weather app, Tuesday of next week, it's supposed to get down to 53 degrees and then 37 degrees overnight. That's
so
muchos, muchos.
So beautiful.
So good. That's the fall weather I remember. But yeah, how are you? How's your day? How's your week? How's your last 2 weeks?
leaving bingo out of my check-in because, like I said, I have a lot to say about bingo, and it's mostly really good. I'm just really excited to talk about it with you guys. But the biggest issue, which I'm sure you guys who are especially watching on YouTube can probably tell by now, I am not back home yet. So
I was going to ask about
Thursday, that. No. Was it last Thursday? Yeah, it was last Thursday, the day I got my cast cut off. Was that the day? I don't...
Wait, you got your cast cut off?
No. Okay. I'm remembering the days correctly. Before Thursday, I had a job interview. Or before bingo, I had a job interview. The Thursday of bingo, so last Thursday, the Thursday during bingo week, I finally got my cast cut off. I went in, cut it off. They're going to put me in a walking boot. They're going to so basically the walking boot is kind of shaped like this. And every week they're going to like take a couple things out of the heel to make it go a little bit straighter so I can start walking again. So I was like, oh yeah, let's go. We can walk again. We're going to be out of the crutches. I'm going to be out of my wheelie cart. I'll just be back in the boot, walking. This is going to be awesome. I put the boot on and the doctor's like, all right, sick. 30% weight. I still want you on crutches or your little cart. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And like, I can't get up and down the stairs to get to my apartment. And I really, like, I can butt walk up and down the stairs, which, while embarrassing and kind of slow, is an effective way to do it. The
Yeah.
issue is, how am I supposed to get from point A to point B
Right.
after that? Right? Like, I can't take, like, my cart either has to stay upstairs or it has to stay downstairs, because I can't, like, carry my cart with me when I do that.
Oh yeah.
Realistically, it stays downstairs so I can use my cart to get around my office at work. But then what am I supposed to do at home? You can't use your hands while you use crutches, right? I can't even, like, I couldn't even, like, refill my own water bottle if I was on crutches, because not that I can't refill it, like, my hands work, but my hands have to hold on to the crutches.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, how am I supposed to even, like, function if now I don't have a working leg and hands that are occupied 24/7 when I'm on my feet? What the hell am I supposed to do? So I came back to my mom's house again. So, because my mom has flat floors and it's a newer apartment, so it's a lot wider. There's no choke points. I've got my little wheelie cart still, and I'm still on my laptop. We've been boot scoot boogieing throughout the weekend, and that's been the biggest setback. Is like, dog, I just want to, like, I'm not enjoying myself here. Like, I'm having a pretty decent time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, I'm ready to go home, but
Right.
at the same time, I'm also ready to move. Like, I'm at a point in my life where, like, I had this job interview, and if I get the job interview, which I'm not going to give too many details on, but if I get it, I will have to go. I'll have to relocate eventually for the job.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'd be happy for, because I've got nothing left in the town that I live in. Most of my friends are gone at this point. I got my roommate who I'm pretty close with, but even so, my roommate and I, we kind of know that eventually we're both going to go our separate ways. Not out of, like, malice, but, like, it's time to move to the next chapter of life. But because neither one of us are in school, it's a really, like, almost like an awkward dance. It's not like you're moving out of your college apartment, end of the semester, end of the summer, your lease is up. This is, like, the official goodbye. It's just sort of like, all right, it's a Tuesday in November. See you later.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's how it's going to happen, but, and, like, the only friends I really do have in town are young. They're, like, my old fencing friends, and they're, like, 20, 21 years old, and they live in a house with, like, 10 people. So I can't hang with that crowd anymore. I'm too old. I'm too lame to, like, I'll hang out with I'm like the dad, on your birthday. Like, I'll go out to dinner with you and I'll buy you your first legal beer. But, like, I know for a fact, like, you're going to want to go out with your friends and drink. So I'm just going to go back to the hotel at, like, 9:30.
Oh my gosh. You're not that old.
I know I'm not that
you realize
old.
You can hang, right? Like, you're like, what, 26?
Yeah, all right. So, like, during
You're
bingo,
not that
during bingo,
different
we
to
bought a bunch of
21.
alcohol. I think I only took shots, like, 2 or 3 times, like, one night. Like, we didn't drink a ton of liquor. Like, I made a couple gin and tonics, but they lasted me for, like, 4 hours a pop. I would go through a beer an hour. Like, it's not. I'm not a big drinker. I don't find it to be.
Well, yeah. I mean, if that's their scene, like, they're young and they just want to drink all the time, sure. But, like, you can relate with
No,
21-year-olds.
I can relate with them, but, like, what I like to do is go fencing and play a 20-year-old MMO, right? They're involved, like, in stuff on campus. They have their own fencing club, which I graduated from, which feels awkward to go back to. Not that it's awkward to go back to, but, like, I'm not just going to go fence with them. If I go back in a coaching capacity, and then that changes my relationship with everybody there, because now I'm not like, oh my God, that's Oxie, the old man who, like, taught us all how to fence. Hi, buddy. It's like, oh, that's the saber coach. Like, it's not the same thing. So
Yeah.
there's that. It's just, I'm ready to go somewhere else and move
Yeah.
on. So I haven't necessarily not enjoyed being at home. And the only thing that I would worry about is B, and she is still here with me. So it was a very irritating Thursday. We packed up all my stuff, even B, and we took it all back to Mount Pleasant, ready to go. And my doctor said, like, yeah, you got nothing. And we had to pack all the shit back in the car, get B again, and then drive it all back to my mom's apartment. So doing great, but
And that was the first day of Bing. No, that was the day we released the episode.
Yeah, that was no, we didn't release an episode. The last time we released an episode, I had my job interview. It was the Thursday of Bingo, so like three or four episodes. 3 or 4 episodes,
Okay.
3 or 4 days ago. Yeah.
Okay.
You said your time is messed up, dude. Mine too. My sleep
is
schedule's
it?
been off the chain these last couple of days.
Earlier, I said it was Sunday, and people in the recording booth chat were freaking out because today's actually Monday. My day is just like, what day is it today? Oh, it's Sunday. No, dude, it's freaking Monday.
Yeah.
That's what a Monday does to you.
Truly, dude.
And we're recording at night, so
yeah, a nighttime recording on a Monday after Bingo, we're gonna be pretty cooked.
Yeah.
But other than
so you're back at the old mom's house.
Back at my mom's. November 2nd is my next doctor's appointment.
Okay, I was gonna ask. Yeah, did they give you another?
They're gonna adjust the boot, and like overall, things are fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I can take the boot off to shower, so it's so much nicer to take showers. My boss still does not care whether I am at work or not. She's like, update the doctor's note, call it good. I'm like, cool. Thanks. I finally got an update on my kids at work. And B is here at my mom's with me, and she's doing fine. So we're chilling.
You had your new gaming PC last time we recorded, right?
I did. Yes, I did get the new. Okay. I upgraded the laptop for like, I hadn't had a new laptop in like 10 years, so it was time to get a new one. And it worked out great for Bingo. So
yeah, I don't if I hadn't said anything, would you have gotten a new laptop, or would you have just used that one for Bingo the whole time?
I really would have considered it. It would have been tough for some things. Like playing with GPU off and low detail does kind of suck, right? Like, I still wouldn't be able to do everything because like I still have my tile indicators and things like that. So I wouldn't have been like Rune Light would have been fine, but like I would have like done the Inferno with no detail, no GPU plugin for anything. I would have had to do Wilderness with low detail and no GPU. So like,
did you get another cape?
Are we getting into Bingo things?
Yeah, let's get into it. I guess
we're getting into Bingo things. I did. I guess that's how I'll kick it off. I did get my second Infernal cape. For our annual, everyone's favorite tile that we always say we don't know if it's going to come back, and it's consistently been on every board for like five bingos. I love that tile. But yeah, I did get my second Infernal cape. It was a struggle, dude. It was like waves 1 through 67 felt great. Like it felt like, oh, now you actually know how to play the game. Like Fear Garden said, it's much easier on task. As far as DPS, it's insane. Cracking off like 80s on majors, like that part is better. But like being able to just like snap into a 1-tick alternate cycle, like see the attacks, hear the metronome, and then just like, all right, good, the wave is solved. And just 1 tick between bosses. Even people on my team like Heartless were like, dude, what the hell? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It just feels good to do that now.
Yeah.
So that felt a lot better until wave 67. I was fumbling with the logout, took a Jad hit immediately. Didn't die, but definitely got chanced. Did Jad, did triples, no problem. Got to Zuck. Everything was fine until Healers, and Healers was a shit show.
Oh no.
Healers was so bad. I procced Healers on the left side, and I didn't tag the farthest left healer because I procced him on the last shot. You know how you can get like 2 or 3 shots on that left side? Mike was like, yeah, totally. It's no idea. But like, for those of you who kind of know, right? You can get 2 or 3 shots when it's all the way on either edge, and it was in the last shot that I procced the heals, so the shield started to move, and while trying to keep with the leading edge of the shield, I was very anxious to turn and shoot that far left healer. So I aggroed 3 of the healers to me, but then went all the way down, and then came all the way back until tagging the last healer. So Zuck had like 600 HP going into it, right? Healers... I don't know why the healers are the tankiest thing in the Inferno. Like Zuck, it was like 80, 80, 80, 80. Like I was flying through Zuck. Healers, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. I couldn't kill the healers.
Yeah.
I used every brew I had. I procced redemption twice.
Oh my gosh.
Killed the healers. They were done. They were dead. We were good to go. And then another set came up, and Heartless was doing my timers, and he's like, "We're gonna have to do some dark magic here to get you this cape. You are gonna pray range, machine gun the ranger, kill it, and then pray mage, and then tag the ranger or tag the major, and hopefully your shield has enough health, pretty much." And it did. My shield barely took any damage before that, so we were fine. But it was close. It was way too close for comfort. Like, whew, we are really bad at Zuck healers. But we did make it out. And then my team peer pressured me into gambling the cape for a pet, which I did not get.
Oh.
So I technically have 2 capes on my collection log, but still only one in my bank.
Just one in the bank.
No luck required.
More than
still,
one?
yeah, Fear. I still don't have the no luck required achievement because I took a Jad hit to the dome. I guess, dude, Fear. I failed Nibbler's Be Gone on wave like 64. I was so angry.
Because you're trying to get those combat achievements.
Failed Nibbler's Be Gone. I'm like, dude, if I get those Nibblers, I will die. So it was the South Pillar. So my Nibblers, I swear to God, from like wave 37 through to like 64, whenever the pillar fell, just went south. Every Nibbler I had went south. None of them went east. None of them went north. Every single one went south, which is just so stupid. Because like at least with the east pillar, you could get into a 1-tick cycle after you click on the Nibblers, right? So you can 1-tick alternate while you're freezing, click back, stay in cycle, do whatever. With the south pillar, when you run out to freeze them, you have to manually path out or else you're going to get meleeed by everything. So like... So I got 0 combat tasks and a second Infernal Cape, which I gambled immediately. So I did it, but at what cost?
Right.
So
it's just to make the third and any subsequent cape after that a little bit easier.
Hopefully.
This is your second time getting a cape since you got your first, or your first time getting a cape since you got your first one. So like it's understandable to be a bit rusty, like have these mistakes and stuff.
Oh no, I didn't really feel rusty was the thing. The way, like, it was just shitty Nibbler spawns. Like if the Nibblers came a little bit closer to the North Pillar, even for a couple of waves, we would have been fine. Because I didn't like forget where the Nibblers were, and it wasn't like I couldn't manage any of the waves. Because I'm finally a good enough player where the waves don't scare me, which I know sounds a little egotistical, but we've discussed before that, like, you know, I started the Inferno too early, which was why it took me so many attempts, right? It wasn't until like attempt 90 where like it started to click, and then within 25 attempts got it right then and there. Which still was a lot, right? But it's one thing to like plank in the 40s for 3 months straight and then see Zuck 4 times in a week. Like it's a different, you know, I feel like I'm at the level as a player now where if I got an Inferno task, I could probably run it, right? With like 50% chance completion, given my healer performance. So we'll do it in the future. We'll eventually get the CAs, but that was, you know, one of the biggest personal highlights I had was the second cape. That was huge. That was hype. My whole team was in VC for it too, so always a good time. But
that's fun.
I will talk about bingo nonstop if you don't tell me about your bingo week a little bit. So go ahead.
So,
what you got for me? What you got?
I think my biggest highlight was getting the best drop that I ever got on the wrong day. So I was doing Calvarion. I think it was whenever we still had when we had just unlocked the green quadrant. So it was the bossing quadrant. And I think it was like 46 or no 35 KC. I got a Void Waker blade, and I was literally just there for like the skull, I think it was, which arguably is a lot less rare, so should have happened. But I got the 1 in 912 drop for the blade, which was a cool like 38 mil in my bank. So the best drop that I got personally during bingo. I guess the other it's not technically my highlight, but this was I did see a Tebow.
I was gonna say it's definitely like it's your highlight. Come on.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Nico. She's the one who got the drop. But I did see a Tebow split, which I never thought I would ever see a Tebow split. I mean, maybe like I could imagine a mega rare split, like an Elder Maul, whatever, Shadow maybe. But I never thought I would get to the point where I'm like, yeah, I could do chambers consistently enough to where I'd be seeing purples and getting splits, because that's my first ever split from any sort of chambers that I've ever done. I've never seen a purple. And the first one ever was a Tebow.
We've been so many chambers together. There's no way you never saw a purple with us in all these years of doing content.
I can't think of a time that I've ever seen a purple. And if it was like a prayer scroll or something, like maybe an arcane.
There was a period of time where like arcanes now I think are back up to like 3 or 4 mil, but there was a period of time where arcanes were less than a mil and like dexes
they were toilet
like
paper
15
water
mil or something. Like it was bad.
Yeah. It was good for everybody because prayers are cheap, but
yeah,
I think that was definitely pre TOA or there's obviously weapons now that where having augury is good, but yeah, I saw a Tebow split and I think it was like a 4-man split. So
it was a 4-man split.
Yeah, I got like 472 mil.
I thought it was like a 7 or 8 person split.
No, it was 4-man. So it was a 4+1. I had my group Iron Man in the raid. Yeah. Because I so whenever we finished the raid, I like darted my camera to see the loot beam, and it was white. And I was like, okay, cool, no purple. It's fine. Not realizing that it's only purple for the person who got it. It's not like TOA.
You didn't know that?
I didn't. I've never seen a purple in chambers, so I'm like, I figured it was purple for everyone, and then you knew it was yours based on the chat box message. I guess that's dumb. It's not how it works. But anyway, I look over. It's white. I have my chat box closed because I'm trying to get my Iron Man to the room so that I can go see if I got the Torn Prayer Scroll. And so I wasn't really even paying attention. And then they just go crazy. They go crazy in the VC, screaming. Because somebody, like right before, I think it was Corgster, somebody was saying right before we killed Olm, they're like, and here's the Tebow. Jokingly. And then it happened. It was fun. I don't know what I'm going to do at the mill. I don't know what I'm going to do at the money. Right now I have it sitting.
Raw sharks.
Oh my gosh, dude! I don't even want to talk about my raw shark absolute loss. But I'm trying to merch it because what if I turned 500 mil into 1 bill? I could do it.
Or hear me out. What if you sat on that money for a while? What if when you eventually get bored or burnt out of your Iron Man, you could come back to your main with a 400 mil cash stack already with some equipment. Like you have a Sang staff and a Fang, right? Like you've got stuff, right?
Yeah.
So already with some equipment plus a 400 mil pad with an already maxed account. So no pressure to skill. That when you're burnt out in your Iron Man, because it's going to happen, right? It's going to happen. Go back to your main and like have money to buy gear to do content. Right?
Yeah, that's the plan. Like, I don't know that I'll just buy something just to have it. There's nothing that I want. I literally was like going through the different options with Scape. It's like you could buy a Zebo, you could buy like Van Braces.
Void Waker blade, dude.
I have a Void Waker. And I still have 500 mil cash. I bought a Void Waker, by the way. I'm never selling that.
You know what you could buy?
I'm never selling that.
You know what you could buy if you sold more things in your bank? You could buy
I'm not buying a Tebow.
No, not a Tebow.
A scythe?
Maybe.
I don't want a scythe.
Get yourself a scythe, and then maybe, Michael, maybe You could have your Theater of Blood era.
Low key, actually high key. I'm very excited for the Chambers changes that have been announced.
God, that is
Very excited.
I know we're talking about bingo this episode. Holy shit, those changes are good. And they're coming
Everything
at
passed.
a great time too. Like
Just after leagues, they said, like 2 days or 3 days after league starts. So we'll see them in leagues. Hopefully they'll update the league servers as well.
oh, they
So
absolutely
if you're
will.
picking Zaya, you're going to see those changes on your league account, which I think I am picking Zaya. I know this isn't the league's hype episode. That's next week, maybe the week after. But right now, I think my tentative 3 are Asgarnia, Zaya, and the Wilderness.
Damn it.
Because I want to max, and I think that those 3 are going to help with that goal. I don't know. I don't think I'll max. I always say I'm going to max.
What I'm saying is Mauritania's got really good stuff in it to max too. Just as a suggestion.
I don't know. Mauritania would be such a waste on me. Literally, it was such a waste. So hopefully you pick Zaya so we can go do some chambers together.
Oh, I absolutely will be picking Zaya. We were having this discussion earlier at another Discord that, like, you know, we were playing Stardew Valley and like theory crafting for leagues because most of us are burnt to shit on old school after bingo, and like Zaya is the staple, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the question is, do you want to go with Mauritania and Desert? Do you want to go with Desert and Asgarnia, or do you want to go with Mauritania and Asgarnia? It's tough because if you go with all 3 raid regions, not only are your tasks going to be impossible to finish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no way you're going to complete 500 chambers, 500 TOB, and 500 TOA in like 6 weeks. There's no way. You know, there's no way you're going to get every single purple chest item. And like, it's obviously possible with like relics to do some crazy stuff in leagues. But you know, if you pick all those things, like Inquisitor is your best armor set, to which you pretty much just have to do like Fazani's Nightmare on repeat in leagues, which like is exhausting content, you know? It's exhausting content. So that's the one thing that's holding me back from all 3 regions, particularly the desert, because I really don't like TOA that much. And I don't want to like have to be forced to do a bunch of TOA stuff.
Right. And then your other tasks are like Mage Training Arena or Cowfight Queen or all the other stuff that's in the desert.
So I was watching a We Skill Now video, and he spoke to a guy who got Dragon Cup in the first Trailblazer League who chose Desert as one of his regions. He was in like the top 10 or top 20 players or something with total score.
Damn.
And he said the desert tasks really weren't that bad. Like the MTA stuff was like a day or 2. And now that we're getting minigame points boosted like we did in the last league, MTA is going to be a joke, right?
Yeah.
You know, run Pyramid Plunder 2,000 times not only gets you the Pharaoh Scepter achievement, but it also gets you the 25 million Thieving XP achievement, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And you also get the potential for the Rocky Pet, which getting a pet is a task in the thing. Now we've got Temporos, which is a shit ton of games. We've got TOA, and we've got all 4 Desert Treasure 2 bosses, which confirmed by Jagex, Guardians of the Rift, and Leviathan will be unlockable through the desert, not through the Abyss and Misthalin. And all 4 Desert Treasure 2 bosses, regardless of location, will swap out their axe piece for the entire Soul Reaper axe. So
what?
Now you unlock Desert, and it's like, all right, kill the Awakened Leviathan 25 times.
Holy
as
cow.
an Iron Man on a temporary server. Like, some of these tasks just don't sound fun, right? And admittedly, like, do 500 hard mode TOBs also doesn't sound like fun. But I enjoy that content a lot more. And that's what's steering me away from the desert. Plus, boy, do I love Last Recall God Wars Dungeon. I love it so
Asgarnia
much.
is a need.
I don't know if it's in like it's so hard because Asgarnia is so
it's a lot of great content.
So just goated with stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just like I don't know. So I'm definitely picking Zaya. So we'll be able to do Chambers together because Zaya, there's too much in Zaya to not pick it. Chambers, Wintertodt, and all the houses, Hydra, Konar, a myriad of other things. Like it's so worth choosing. I don't know. Leagues
Like,
is going to be great.
Yeah. Well, people were able to max on the first league, and you were only in Zaya. So like, if you have, like, there's just good training methods available. If the goal there is to max or to just have a wide variety of things to do, Zaya is massive, and it's only bigger now than the first league ever was. Because Konar wasn't a thing, Hydra wasn't a thing the first league, so
It was.
there's a lot. Was it?
Yeah, Hydra was a thing because we were talking about today that instead of dropping the Claw, Hydra dropped the Dragon Hunter Lance. So it's possible that may be what happens with some of these items, right? It's possible that instead of the Vestiges, you get the Bellator Ring, right? Instead of the Hydra Claw, you get the Dragon Hunter Lance. Like some of these combo items that require multiple regions. That also leaves out the other region that is absolutely cracked, which is Kandarin. Because if you're going with Desert, Kandarin gives you the Occult Necklace and the Tormented Bracelet, which is like 40% total mage bonus with a shadow. And that's insane. And it also gives you Piety, which is insane with melee. So it's hard to not choose some of these things. But yeah, lots to think about for sure. Leagues is going to be great. The Chambers changes, oh my God, they're going to be good. The only one I didn't vote on, and I didn't vote yes or no, I just didn't vote, was the Elder Maul reducing defense at Tecton. Just because, like...
Why didn't you vote?
The people I talked to, like the Chambers bots that I talked to, the people who do it all the time, they weren't really sure how they felt about it. For CM metas and things like that. I don't know Chambers well enough to know whether or not that would drastically affect some things. And I don't use the Elder Maul. But this time, instead of being like, I don't understand it, so I'm just going to vote yes, I just skipped the question. I didn't vote yes, I didn't vote no. Everything else I do understand. Tecton was the only one that I was like, just hit it with your hammer, forehead. Like, it's not, why do we need to reduce the spec and guarantee hits and blah, blah, blah. Just hit it or reset the challenge mode. Everything else, dude, the muta changes, the tightrope changes, stackable grubs, stackable planks, stackable
everything's
kindling.
stackable.
Holy shit. Guaranteed drops from scavs for supplies. Items appearing on the ground like they do in TOB and TOA. Oh my God. Chambers is going to be awesome. Which does kind of lead to my next point about bingo.
You did so many chambers?
I did too many chambers as Eric. I did. Not only did I do 32 chambers throughout the week, we did a mass clan raid after bingo. There was like 35 of us or something in this chambers. It was chaotic. It was chaotic. It was crazy. It was fun. And I was very proud of everyone in that raid for killing the hands at the same time in the last phase. I was in VC with my team. I'm like, dude, there's no way this gaggle of uncoordinated raiders manages to kill the hands at the same time. Like, we're going to reset these hands at least 5 times. But we did it.
First try, though.
One banged it. First try. Got it done. So I was very proud of everyone in the raid for that. Which was just, it was cool. I took a lot of screenshots. We did a ton of chambers. And for the first time in a very, very, very long time, chambers felt good to do. Not only
because you had a goal. Normally when you're doing chambers, it's like, oh, we could get a purple, and if we don't, we just did a chambers. You know what I mean? But like, just really wanted it.
We were running CMs, which felt really good. Me and Tank Neek and Ava got a sub 40-minute trio. Which relative to like having all max everything isn't that fast, right? Like, we're not experts at chambers. So like, we definitely could have shaved a few more minutes off. Like, we didn't do a no prep or anything like that. But that felt really good to be like, hell yeah, dude, sub 40 CM. Like, we're zooming through these raids. Sub 40, deathless, doing great. I made a shit ton of money at Chambers this week.
Did you make more than me?
Not more than you did, but I
okay.
made a shit ton of money at Chambers. My loot log throughout Bingo in total is 440 mil. So in Bingo, not counting the items that got split out, my loot tracker says 440. You probably earned 440 plus from that T-bow alone.
Just one, yeah.
So I got a Dex, a Twisted Buckler, and an Ancestral Robe Bottom within like 24 hours. It's the most purples I've ever seen from Chambers in that stretch of time. All new collection log slots. We were raking in the GP. Gotten a Vernic from Tob. Didn't see anything from TOA because that raid is a waste of time and I don't enjoy doing it. But Chambers just felt good. The CMs felt good to do, and so did the regulars. We sent on the last day, my team, Captain Crutch's Crippled Calcanials, I think is how you pronounce it.
What the heck?
The Calcanial or the Calsanial or however it's pronounced.
What is that?
It's the heel where your Achilles connects.
Oh my gosh.
But we called ourselves C4. Everyone on C4, we ran, I think, 15 chambers, all between 8 and 13 person scaled raids.
What?
It was nuts. Like 13 person, we had the 4 set Ohm, and we were taking learners with us, like General and Soggy, who were like, yeah, I've never been to chambers in my life. And we're like, all right, well, you were in the worst possible place to learn. Sack up and grab some yellow pots. We're going in. Like I had fun teaching people raids throughout the week. We got to teach people Tob, which is a rare sight to have enough people in Tob to be able to comfortably take a learner in a bingo team. So we got to teach both beginner tactics at Tob and some of the more advanced things I've picked up from raiding with people like Jesse and Immortal, like learning tiny little micro efficiencies, and Fear too. Fear's in the recording booth chat. He's a gamer. Being able to teach some of that stuff, it felt good. It felt fun. TOA sucked. TOA is just the worst. But I didn't have to teach any of TOA. I just tagged along and complained about it the entire time. But I didn't have to teach it. Because we kind of we discussed this with the team because I drafted some gamers. Not only are they great people to hang out with, super fun, active in VC, like played way more than they said they were going to.
It always happens.
It's like, yeah, they put 5 to 10 hours on their sheet and they ended up with like 38 EHB. So like they played a shit ton of time. Like not only that, but like we had this conversation that like, TOA is like Chambers and Tob, but like some of the worst parts of it. Right? Like in Tob, and this is going to sound weird to say, right? In Tob, there is downtime in the boss rooms where you don't really have to think, right? You don't really have to think, especially if you're not freezing. Maiden, click the boss. Bloat, click the boss, avoid defeat. Nilo, click your color crab, and then you have to think of the boss. Sodaseg, switch your prayers, run the maze. Zarpus, blowpipe, or T-bow, or scythe the boss, and then run from corner to corner. You can like be chill with like intervals of having to like really pay attention and be sweaty, right? But a lot of the great parts of Tob is once you get it down, it kind of becomes a little bit more mechanical. Like the 5.3 ticket Zarpus, where you run in and out, the Verzik walk or whatever. It's sweaty at first and you fuck it up and you get a lot of poison everywhere, but once you get it right, you just sort of like do it. TOA, there's really no downtime. Like, there's not really a situation within the Tombs of Amasket where you're, like, doing something mechanically that you just can turn your brain off for, other than maybe butterflying Akka, or maybe red Xing. But I feel like red Xing is a bit of a punishment, right?
Yeah.
If you butterfly if you do that incorrectly, either one of those, you get punished quite a bit. Which the same can be said, but it really can't be said, right? Like if you mess up at Zarpus while doing the 5.3, you rag a tile. You don't kill the entire team. You know, the only place you really have that issue is if you're tanking Verzik and you send a melee. But frankly, the final boss of a raid should be very focus heavy.
Right.
Which I don't know. I just think TOA is a lot. I don't enjoy it very much at all. But a lot of other people do, and we sent a ton. We sent a lot of TOAs across the team. Yeah.
So
rating felt good.
I'm gonna give you some honest feedback here.
Am I whining too much for you, Michael?
I thoroughly enjoyed the TOAs that I did, and upon reflection, I think it's because you weren't there.
You know what? You know what? I don't think that is even incorrect. I legitimately, because I have thought about that. I have this very bad tendency with people I know really well to have just the littlest patience when teaching people how to do shit, right? Michael has fortunately, but also unfortunately, fallen into that category of people of like, oh, I don't like, ooh, whoopsie, I don't know how to wade to everybody else except for me. Because I've seen this fucking guy run head. I've seen him do chambers with me. I've seen him make it through entry mode Tob. I've seen him go to the Inferno. I know that he can do the goddamn content. So when I'm like, Michael, for the love of fucking God, you've got to shoot the poop when it falls down. You don't take your 7-tick range weapon to shoot the poop. Use your blow pipe. Everybody else gets like a 10-minute explanation before going into these rooms. Michael, I'm like, I've seen you kill Ohm 30 times in a row. You can just
He gets so mad at me.
Upon and it's not like it's truly like once you hit that pinnacle of like, oh God, we're too close, like old married couple, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I would imagine that you're probably having more fun in TOA without me bitching at you and bitching about the low level invocations. That I'm like, holy shit,
Absolutely.
this is not only like it's boring content with the invocations, it's boring content without the invocations. So go ahead and raid without me. Go ahead and raid without me until you want to do chambers or Tob, and then we'll have a blast.
Well, here's the funny thing. So I was doing chambers, and the entire time that we were running chambers, I volunteered to do melee hand, and nobody said anything. And I like it a lot. I hate running head. I am not good at it. I mess it up constantly, but every time we go to chambers, Oxy's like, no, I'm running head. There's no question, no discussion.
Oh, I'm the melee
and so then I'm
guy.
forced to run. No, sorry. Every time I'm like, I want to do melee hand. Oxy's like, no, I'm doing melee hand. I have a scythe. There's no question. Like, but I don't want to run head. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So like, there's never any sort of like back and forth. But I really like running melee hand. It was very chill. I didn't have to worry. I don't care. I'm taking damage from prey, like from Ohm's attacks. Like I don't care. I'll just take a couple extra brews. So yeah,
Michael,
it was.
Michael, deafen your headset for a second.
This
is why I want to. This is why I like to do the melee hand and don't tell Michael these things because it's much easier.
Yeah, it's easier, but like
even in that mass chambers we did, I didn't even give a shit. I'm like, I'm going straight to melee hand. I don't care how many people are over there. I'm sitting melee hand.
It's definitely nice, but I think there could have been a compromise. Like, hey, I ran melee hand last time. You can run melee hand this time. But no, it was never that. It was just like, get on the head.
The common etiquette with raids is once you get a role for that session, you tend to stick with that role, right? You're the North Freeze for that Tob session, you're the North Freeze. Which I was the North Freeze a lot until like the last day we were doing Tob.
Where are these roles written?
I joined it. Like, it's not the rules are written.
it's good to switch things up.
It's good to switch things up between sessions, but like that's just the etiquette of how it goes. I rolled up to the last top session, taking somebody's place, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Oxie, you're E-girl." I'm like, "Oh my god, I get to be melee E-girl. That's my favorite role in the whole raid." But like I've been doing North Freeze all week. So like when you start off doing something, when you start off on melee hand, or you start off running head or skipping mage or whatever, it's usually easiest to just stick with that, right? So you're not constantly switching
raid.
back and forth.
No,
the whole session, right? Like if you run like 3 or 4 raids in a row, for 3 or 4 raids in a row, like it just makes sense to just do the same thing. And then the next day, like, I really don't feel like running head. I'm gonna sit melee hand.
I don't think it makes that big of a difference, honestly, dude. Like,
so
if you run one and then you run another,
anytime we switch up roles, we start messing up because not one but 2 or more people have to adjust to something new. Like even if you know how to do it, right? Like it's just, I don't know. It's just the rating etiquette, man. Stick with the roles. That said, I love melee hand. I think like I need to learn how to mage skip because that's what pisses me off with running head. I'm not bad at running head. I just get easily annoyed with it. You know, because like set it left.
I don't know.
I can only hear set it left and tank 2 so many times while getting absolutely bombarded by Olm's regular like auto attacks before I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I'm sitting melee and I can't do this. So yeah, I'm a melee hand Andy at Chambers. Raid without me, like it. Then you can come with me and we'll both like it. It'll be great.
Hell yeah. You just gotta, it's like, like the old married couple, they have separate bedrooms because, if they didn't, they wouldn't, they would bite each other's head off. Like we just have
had separate bedrooms before.
We have to have separate bedrooms. We were on separate teams. I think that, I don't know what I would have done if I was on your team because I really wanted to be on your team. But then
you're like, oh my God, dude, we'll be on a team together. I'm like, Michael, we're going to kill each other if we're on a team together. And you're like, no,
we have to one of these
We're going to be awesome. I'm like, Michael, we're going to kill each other. And I think doing the rating content, you're seeing like, Oxie and I would have killed each other if we were on a team together.
These tiles, like when it came down to the last 4 days and the top 5 teams, all they had was like legendary rating tiles. Yes, I probably would have not been the guy that you wanted on the team. But again, I enjoyed rating this week. That's the crazy part. Like I enjoyed it.
I never care about skill when it comes to bingo. And frankly, I drafted not 1, but 4 Iron Men on my team this year. Not a single one of them let me down. The one of the Iron Men on my team, Heartless, got the most EHB, got like 38.9 EHB this week. He damn near put in a 40-hour work week when it came to
efficient hours. It's not even like it's not even actual
all
time
of them,
in the chambers.
All of them were fantastic. My boy Zeno, he sat at Zelcano forever. Still didn't get the damn drop in his name, unfortunately. Noah, Bluefane, he hung out, did a ton of content. I drafted him because he's like a package deal with Zero Fox. And I'm like, he's an Iron, but he's with Zero, so I'm sure he's cool. And I drafted him. He had like 200 chambers case. I'm like, holy shit, he's a cockspot. And he brought an alt with him to scale all our raids and like do all the prep and save us a bunch of time. So he probably got 2 or 3 additional raids in because of his scouting alt and his prep and all that. And then our newest and our lowest level member was actually on my team last year on his main, but he got hacked. And he was playing on his GIM, good old Jack's GIM. And he put in a shit ton of work. He raided with his group mates mostly, which I think is probably a better choice for him because he can't split. So like it makes more sense to raid with your group mates, where if you see purples, like it benefits your long-term team, right? But if you get a purple, you don't have to split it with anyone, and it counts for our board.
Yeah. And if one of his teammates got the purple, he gets to use it. Yeah.
So it was beneficial, and he put in a bunch of hours. Like I'm very happy with my team, but I definitely care far more about hours played than I do skill in the game. As that almost showed this week, because we should have taken, not that we like should have taken first place, but like dog, we were one mega rare away from tying for first place. Like,
right, because you guys had 4 pets, they had 4 pets, or I don't remember.
They had 4, we had 4.
We can get into kind of a little bit more, because last week or the last time we talked, we couldn't really talk much about the board. I think
we can put the board on screen.
Yeah, that's true.
You guys can have it open while we look at it. Oh my god!
Yeah. So this time around, we went with what was called Skill Tree Bingo. We kind of alluded to it in the last episode, and if you didn't play in this bingo, kind of a high level overview, there was a small board in the middle, which linked to 4 other boards. So there was a 4x4, which was broken up into 4 quadrants, and then each little 2x2 quadrant linked to a bigger 3x3, which then linked to 3 legendary tiles. I think we definitely covered that in the last episode. But what we didn't expect was for a team and multiple teams, one team to black it out, obviously, but like multiple teams to get close. That was never on my 2023 bingo card.
There's 64 tiles. One team, like the people who won the event, they were called One Sex Please was the team. They blacked out the board and got 4 pets, which we can probably talk about pets here in a second, but they have 4 pets, so they had 404 points. The second and third place team, the second place team got 2 more pets than the third place team, and each team finished 63 out of the 64 tiles. The teams below that, teams 4 through 8, were separated by 1 or 2 tiles each. So the difference in like final score for everybody was like, oh my
minuscule.
God. It's crazy to think that like if every team got 1 or 2 more drops, every team is fighting. The top 8 teams all like tie for third place. Like,
yeah.
We were making this board, guys, I kid you not. And when Jamie's like, Jamie said, I want a Void Waker. I don't give a shit. I want a full Void Waker on the board. Which, by the way, I was lying to you guys like crazy. I knew there was a Void Waker on the board during the community question. I just thought it would be funny to lie. She's like, I want a Void Waker. I want to do it. We're like, dude, that is crusty. A full Void Waker. Like what happens?
Not even like get 3 Void Waker pieces. It's like get 3 of
all 3 Void Waker pieces.
Yes.
And she's like, I do not give a shit. This is my baby tile. Every mod gets a baby tile. She said, this is mine. You can't change it. We're doing a Void Waker tile. And we were like, okay, so we're gonna have like 4 wilderness tiles with like the weapon upgrades, like Skull of Edion, Fangs of Venenatus, so people could potentially get Void Waker blades when it doesn't count for the tile. She's like, as you guys always say, fuck them. You don't want them to black out the board. Void Waker tile. I'm like, shit, she's right. We're doing a Void Waker, you know? I feel bad because the Vengor was on Jamie's team, and that absolutely did happen to them. They completed a Void Waker. I think a Vengor completed a Void Waker by himself before they opened the Void Waker tile.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, it was that's like, oh, that just feels bad, you know? But yeah, like we really were like, for the kit tile in the upper left corner, the rating tile, the Twisted and Bloodied, we went back and forth about whether or not to include TOA kits in that. And I was very like, put my foot down, like, no, this needs to be harder. This needs to be something the high level players have to do. And it was like, oh, that's not possible. That's not completable. Turns out 15 of our 18 teams attempted challenge mode Chambers as Eric. So maybe we keep the heat turned up for next bingo.
Yeah.
But I was like, fuck them. They don't finish the board. Everyone, that was like our goal. Like, no team is meant to finish this board. Superior Slayer unique, Hydra that you have to unlock 2 different boards to get to, Volcano, 2 mimics, a complete Void Waker,
Golden Tench, and a big fish.
These guys in first place blacked out the board, and a bunch of teams came within like 1 to 3 tiles of finishing it. So we're like, well, we don't know what to do when it comes to hard boards anymore. So
I've been reflecting on this, and I really think it came down to team size. Because if there was if there was even 5 less people, I don't think it would have been possible. But the fact that we had almost 20 people per team, there's a lot of people that you can spread around to do different content and all work together to get tiles done pretty efficiently. Like you don't need more than like 2 or 3 people at Vedion or Callisto or Venenatis to make that efficient. You know?
Doing 12-person Callisto one day. That's why my team has so many Callisto kills, because like we sent our whole goddamn team out there. Like we like lowest of the low level players were like, you got a crystal bow? Get your ass out here. Like
That's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't need a lot of people to make, like, you could do trio Tob, you could do trio Chambers, you could do trio TOA. So like there's, with as many people as we had on each team, and if you had a full active team, it's probably inevitable. So like if we do try and make the elusive no blackout board, I think we just got to add more tiles. Literally, I think, and this may be a spoiler for Springo, but like I'm imagining a 9x9 or a 10x10. Literally, dude, it's got to happen. Like we can't pussyfoot around these 8x8s anymore, because like people are not going to have content to do later on in the last days of bingo. If they're going to finish it by Thursday, and we still have like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday left. Because the only reason it took people until Saturday was literally because we locked tiles. But if people had the ability to send hard mode Tobs for the bloodied and twisted or whatever you said it was, day one, like there would be no question that this board would have been blacked out way sooner. But it's the fact that you had, and we did the mercy rule. So like we didn't talk about this openly because it didn't have to happen, but we were going to give a mercy roll for the 4x4. It was going to be 48 hours. If a team or multiple teams hadn't finished their 4x4, we were just going to open the rest of the 3x3s open. But everybody did it, so we didn't have to do that. But on Friday evening, we ended up opening up all of the legendary tiles to everyone. And I think that made a difference. Like it allowed people to stop having to worry so much about the 3x3s and get some points. Because I would be interested to see the stats of like where we were at point wise before the legendaries got opened up to where we were after. Because I know my team, we did some legendary tiles and still didn't complete the 3x3. Because we did the green and we did the yellow completed, but we didn't do the blue or the red. There were just some tiles that were like CBA. No one wants to do Dragon Slayer 2. It doesn't really matter. Because we're not fighting for any sort of place here. So nobody wanted to do Dragon Slayer.
That was one of the Iron Men on my team. That was Noah. That was Bluefane, who did the Dragon Slayer 2 speedrun. Had like 5 minutes left his first time. Died to Galvek because they don't give you any range potions.
Oh, what?
Yeah. It's like you get one chance and you die. It was stupid. And then the next time he did it, he got on the boat and he's like, yeah, I think I got enough time. He was like 57 minutes out of the hour and a half he was allotted.
Yeah.
So he was like, holy shit, dude, I can like die. I can die and come back. Because he had a ton of time. We got that tile done. Tiki Mug says that speedrun was stupidly brutal. An hour and a half is a wild time sink. That is a TMD tile. You can thank TMD for that tile. Because we said, let's do quest speedruns. He said, Gold Medal Dragon Slayer 2. It's happening this season. We're like, TMD, that tile sucks. He says, I don't care. I want it on the board.
It was a 3x3. So like, yeah. I could see if it was in the original board, having it be, oh my gosh, 5 Chompies spawned at once.
Jesus.
I've never seen that happen. I could see it being something to where it's like get 2 out of the 5 or 2 out of 4 if it was on the smaller board. But I feel like it was warranted. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't even go for it.
I didn't attempt it. Bluefane, Noah on my team was like, oh, I want it. I think everyone on my team was like, take it. We don't want to do that shit. But yeah, Tiki Mug said that tile was almost as dumb as the Ring of Endurance tile. Listen, that I think that really would have made the teams not be able to black out the board. So originally, how the board was laid out, I'm trying to think of the 3x3. What did we not have in there? Was it Was it pest
was no
control
Volcano.
points?
I think Volcano was
Volcano was in the 3x3, I think.
yeah.
And it was
But
also
the Ring of
Volcano,
Endurance was
the Ring of Endurance was in the legendary section. Volcano was in the 3x3. I don't remember what we added to the board. It may have been a quest speedrun. I think maybe quest speedrunning is what we added in
or
place
another
of Ring of
XP,
Endurance.
another
Yeah, or maybe
XP
it was
tile.
another XP tile, yeah. But the original plan was Volcano was in the 3x3, and the 3x1 legendary tile was get a Ring of Endurance from floor 5 Sepulcher. Tiki ran the stats, and it was like, yeah, what was it, Tiki? There are like 12 more people with 92 agility. Like the total number is 12 more than the people who have infernal capes in the clan. So like it's a really weird statistic that like, you know, it kind of it messes a lot of stuff up because not a whole lot of 17% of our clan had 92 agility. He just said.
And that's the whole clan. That's not even
It's-
people who signed up for bingo.
Yeah, so we imagine those numbers kind of carry over, right? Only 17% of 350 is what? Like 50 something players across 18 teams. So you're looking at maybe 2 or 3 players a team who can even attempt it, right?
Mm.
Like,
And that's if you spread them out evenly.
but it was just very possible that a lot of teams couldn't even attempt that tile. So after feedback from all points that was a shitty tile idea, we did change it because Oxie does have his fair share of shitty tile ideas, and Ring of Endurance in hindsight was one of them. That I was like, you want them to not black out the board? This is how they don't black out the board. And then it was like, no, teams can't even attempt that. So no.
Right.
We're like,
It has to be attemptable at least.
yeah, hard mode Tob is attemptable. Not very popularly, but it is people can do it.
Or there's
92
CAs,
agility is
or
not.
CMs.
Dude,
Can't you boost for it? Like you
the-
can boost for floor 5?
Nope.
No? Oh, I thought you could.
The stats for the raids were interesting. So I think 5 or 6 out of the 18 teams attempted hard mode Tob. 15 of the 18 teams attempted CMs. God, it wasn't a ton of teams that actually attempted. Let's see, 14 teams attempted normal Theater of Blood, and every single team sent at least 1 Chambers and at least 1 TOA, as well as every single Wilderness boss.
Nice.
But so we got some gamers signing up for bingo. But yeah, the team, the winning team did black it out. The second place team was like 40 mil away or something like that, because we had a brand new tile. We had a money raids tile where you had to earn a certain amount of GP from purples in raids. It was like 500 mil.
Mhm.
Dean said they were 1 dex away, which was about 40 odd mil. And my team was a mega rare item away. We needed a Scythe, a Kodai, a T-Bow, a Shadow, and we didn't get it. But people fought like hell. We had a really cool pet system, which frankly, I don't know about you, I would like to see our pet system carry over to the next events. What about you? How do you feel about the pet system you did?
Okay, so what we did was instead of the pet tile being a tile on the main board that you could just redeem once, we made it a static tile that you can just keep redeeming. So the number 1 team had 4 pets, so that gave them 4 extra points. So in the event that there was 2 teams that blacked out the board, it would have been who can get more pets, which I thought could have been interesting, but is also, I don't know that we put that much thought into it because, again, we didn't think that anybody would even be close to blacking it out. So we didn't really have to, the brain power wasn't sitting there thinking, so what if 2 teams black it out? That means it's going to be a pet race. Arguably would have been kind of boring. But I like it in the sense that it makes every pet feel more rewarding. The only alternative really is to have a pet tile, but then also make pets count to like autocomplete certain tiles. So like if you had a KQ tile and it was like get a unique from KQ or get 3 uniques from KQ, but the pet could the pet could finish it, that would be a good alternative. But yeah, no, I think the the static like pet tile is a neat idea, and it's definitely one that we can employ for future bingos.
Yeah,
Because there's it's also cool to see all of the pets stack up. My team got 2, and it was funny. It was 2 of the 4 DT2 bosses. So somebody got Baron, and then somebody got Leviathan. So if we had needed to go any longer doing the DT2 bosses, we could have got. The idea was like, oh wow, what if we got all 4? But no, we just got 2 of the 4.
you got who in Leviathan?
So Zodi,
Mhm.
which was Gecko's IRL friend, he got Baron.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think it was
okay.
Grimy Gizzard was the one that got Leviathan. And then Sinister, shout out to Sinister, he got an agility pet. And I'm going to put this man on blast. He got the agility pet, but didn't realize it and didn't take a screenshot and then didn't tell us because he was ashamed. Like he was on mobile doing agility. God bless his soul. He's doing our agility tile. I think he did most of the agility for us, like the 1.5 million. But he got the squirrel and then didn't realize it until later when he was had logged off and then got back on and saw the squirrel following him. So we actually had 3 pets, but two counted. And funny enough, if he had submitted those points, it would have kept us out of last place. Because the damn Aussies, funny enough, there was a team of almost entirely Australians. The damn Aussies, they got their dial-up internet to their dial-up internet was lagging, and they didn't upload all of their screenshots until after bingo ended. So we were working really hard as a team to not get last place. We were 2 points out of last place. And then the Aussies finally uploaded all their screenshots. They had them, they just hadn't updated the board. So they were in the drop channel, but the captain just hadn't gone through and added them to the spreadsheet.
Okay.
And so
I was like, what do you mean they uploaded stuff late? But they didn't update the spreadsheet. Okay.
They didn't update the spreadsheet until after bingo, which put them 1 point ahead of us.
That I'm okay with because bingo ended for them at 5 a.m. I think. So it's not entirely realistic that they were sweating trying to put all the tiles in to the spreadsheet. They had them in the drop, which is good, but
they were verified in their Discord channel.
The time,
just not
the time sheet
in the spreadsheet.
The time difference is. I'll take that. That's fine. I was freaking out for a second. I'm like, Michael,
I can see it in your face.
You let teams submit tiles late and just didn't tell anybody about it.
Swole's in here. He's one of them. He's one of the Brumby Dundies is what they were called. But yeah, they snatched what is it, 18th, 17th place from us?
17th, yeah.
So the Gooligans keeping up, bringing up the rear, the old caboose of the bingo. I think if you're not first, you're last. So we secured our place in last place.
Sometimes if you're not first, you're third. Sometimes you do 15 8 to 13 man scaled chambers of Zarek across 10.5 hours. Sometimes you take learners and you give rousing speeches and people get fired up like they can run through a brick wall and be bricked up while doing it. And sometimes you only see one purple. You have a 200% chance to see a purple and you only see one all day long. Sometimes you're not first, but you're not necessarily last. My team put in a disgusting amount of hours. Tiki Mug said earlier that my team average for EHB, God, I gotta scroll up. What did he say earlier? My team average was 26. My team average was 21 hours per player.
Damn.
21
efficient hours boss.
EHB per player. I got 34 myself.
My gosh, dude.
I
got 7 the whole week.
We played a shit ton. 34.8 EHP. We played so much.
Do you think that
Soggy
you would
Waffle
have.
said so much Corp. Absolutely, dude. We did way too much Corp.
Did you get a sigil or did you get the shield?
So we did get a sigil. So here's how Corp went,
Oh.
right? It was some bullshit. We rocked up a Corp. It was our late night activity for a couple of days. We unlocked it. We were sweating at raids, doing content. And then I think one of our teammates, God of Thunder, was like, all right, boys, we're not seeing anything. Let's go to Corp. Let's chill out and do Corp. And the morale was high. I got my first ever spirit shield. First drop on the log at like 200
Ooh.
KC. Got a spirit shield. And we're like, oh, baby. We're one away. We got it in 30 KC. You guys don't even know. C4 can't be stopped. We killed 400 plus corporeal beast.
Oh my gosh.
For nothing.
my gosh.
We were dying at some point.
Onyx bolts though?
But okay, and this is going to be one of Oxie's elitist opinions. We don't split Onyx bolts.
You should.
No.
But you don't.
When you're in a
You
team of
should.
8 people, Michael,
You should.
You don't split that. Absolutely not. I do not split Onyx bolts. Nobody split Onyx bolts. Nobody asked for a split of Onyx bolts. So it was totally fine the way it was. But we did earn a split. So we were fuming angry one day because what had happened with the Mimic, right? To know the Corp story, you got to know the Mimic story.
Okay.
We unlocked the 3x3. And prior to unlocking the 3x3, I was doing a master clue. I had the master clue. I was stacking the casket because we were going to unlock the 3x3 that day once the agility was done. The bingo had already started, so I didn't stack any of the tiles. And I was doing the master clue. I'm in deep wilderness, and I do a step, and I just one-tick click on where the clue scroll was, and it was a casket, and it was a Mimic. 4 hours before the agility tile was done in deep wilderness. Rat. I was devastated. I literally was in VC, hands on head, oh my God, I failed the whole team. I let the whole team down. Mimics are so fucking hard to get. And I let the whole team down by popping my Mimic this early. So we do the Mimic blunder, but then we unlocked the Mimic tile later after doing Sepulcher. My team was awesome. We sat in VC, we did Prif Agility, and we watched Monty Python on the Holy Grail. We sent everybody there. We're like, dog, we're 700K away. My co-captain, Nate, dog, God bless him, he's like, that's 40 minutes of agility a person. Let's get her going.
Oh, damn.
We all went to Prif, and then we're like, Prif sucks, let's go to Sepulcher or whatever.
Yeah.
So we finished the agility tile, we watched a movie together, and then after the agility tile was done and it was confirmed and we got our new code words, me and a couple other people started popping the master clues that we had been doing all week long. You do a lot of raids, you do a lot of content, you get a lot of different tiers of clues. I popped my first master Mimic immediately. So I got back-to-back mimics on my master clues. Find the Mimic, upload the screenshot, kill it. It's nobody's business. It's great. God of Thunder, his first master clue casket, because he had 3 or 4 of them throughout the week, Mimic immediately. We did a legendary tile in 4 minutes. It was a record time completion.
Spooned.
So we're like, oh yeah, we're unstoppable. This is Monday, maybe, right? Because my team
Monday?
was moving. Yeah. Thursday.
Damn.
Thursday, somehow it got brought up in our planning chat that the specifics of the Mimic tile were unclear because it was find and kill a Mimic, but teams were asking if they had to submit a kill screenshot or a find a screenshot, right? So what had happened was more or less I got outvoted in that the Mimic, though significantly harder to find than it is to kill, the kill screenshot mattered more. And people were like, well, we could always let the screenshots count or whatever. I'm like, nope, the name of the game is consistency. And if we want to make this stupid-ass choice, we'll make it. And I was pissed. So I told my team, we're doing every single clue scroll, and we're turning it in for masters, and we're getting it done. Because this is the tipping point of rage right now. We have been at Corp for 3 days. We've seen no drops. We have no Superior Slayer uniques. We need to redo a legendary tile. We're fuming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Within an hour, Michael, it was like a movie. Within an hour, Nate Dogg rocks up, pulls a missed battle staff. In the fit of rage, I said, I'll go home and look for the Boss KC screenshot, but I don't think Thunder and I have the screenshots. Within that hour, I think it was Submedian and Zero, who, mind you, didn't have any master caskets stacked. Off my boy. He did those master clues himself from clue scrolls he earned during bingo, right? Zero's second master clue popped a mimic. Submedian's first master clue popped a mimic. Got his music cape. We did a fucking legendary tile twice. Nate got the missed battle staff for the Superior Slayer unique. We are all hands on deck. We are just fucking moving. We go to Corp. No, we go to Zalcano because we're like, pot Zalcano. We're going to finish it. We get it done. Bowmanator runs in, says, I've never done this boss before. What do you do? We said, mine, Smith, Runecraft, throw. He's like, got it. 4KC Crystal Tool Seed.
Oh
legendary
gosh.
tile section
Spooned.
complete. Full steam ahead, breathing fire, mad as f***. My whole team is like, oh, let's fucking go. We finally go to Corp. We're there for like an hour, right? I'm on mobile driving home from getting my cast cut off with my mom doing Corp. I have to hop off and call my sister because I was going to ask her if she wanted coffee and soup or whatever it was. I call my sister. I get back online. The CC's freaking the fuck out. No idea why. But it's members of my team who are freaking the fuck out. Zero got a spectral sigil. Out of fucking nowhere, pull the spectral sigil. We got like 70 points in an hour and a half.
Yeah, you guys were ahead most of the bingo.
Like, yeah, you guys like redo your mimic, which I don't like. I think we probably could have gotten away with not redoing the mimic tile, but for the sake of consistency as an admin, if that is what we require, I am not going to give my team special treatment because we did it first. Right. So if it really had to be KC, which I thought was just wildly overcomplicated. And I like, if it was get a Zuck task and kill Zuck, I would get it. Mimic is really not as hard, right?
Right. I think the idea for that tile was to have the like get the mimic. That was the idea. But then the tile description got written and
like
I think it literally just said find and kill it. Like that's it. So
which is frustrating for me because I'm the one that writes the tile descriptions. Yeah. And find and kill the mimic flows a lot better and sounds a lot more professional and well written than get a mimic.
Yeah.
So like
it's like
as
the
dramatic and frothy fruity writer that I am, I wanted it to sound like that. But in doing so, because it was find and kill the mimic, the next sentence was 2 different members of your team must find the mimic in order for this tile to count.
Mm-hmm.
So it was vague and unconvincing. Tiki said you played yourself. I absolutely did. But my team came out of nowhere. And literally that day we got 70 points or whatever it was. I didn't get a single drop. None of that was me. That was all the boys on C4. And I do mean all the boys on C4. I mean the people who were like, all right, we're going to fucking 4 Camelot spec Corp because that's literally the only spec weapon I have. The boys who were like, I have to be on dad patrol all week long, but here's 850k agility XP because it's all I've been able to do, right?
Yeah.
Like we had everyone was there. Even our irons were like Zalcano or solo Corp, I guess. Why not? Like I did not receive any of those drops. I fucking loved my team this time around. I had so much fun with them. And I would imagine they did, but I hope they did. I can't speak for them. I hope they did have fun too. But that day with Corp, God, Corp was stupid. It took so long. The Voidwaker hilt took so long.
The Voidwaker. Speaking of Voidwaker, I think we single-handedly lined the pockets of every single PKer,
dude,
for that entire week.
So much money,
billions
this week.
I venture to say billions was lost in the wilderness amongst everyone in the clan.
Were you online when it happened, Michael?
You lost so much.
I'm so stupid. Every time I go to a wilderness boss, I take 3 items. I take a crossbow, I take a ring of suffering for PK or defense, and I take an anguish when I go to somewhere like Callisto. We were doing Chambers of Zarek in 474 because high risk worlds are very stable for difficult content. And I logged off and I logged back in after a little 30 minutes or an hour or whatever. And I said, all right, the boys are at RDO. Let's get her going. Geared up, went to my house, teleported to Anna Carl. There were 15 fucking people waiting. Immediately, and I tried to insta-log. They got me with the TB, and I'm like, that sucks. It's like 200k. What's gonna happen? And I saw the skull above my head, and I was like, oh no. I'm like, I've made a grave mistake. And they were like, welcome to high risk world, bitch. I'm like, I am so stupid. I think I typed like, I'm such a mumpty. And I was trying to run, and they're like, fight back. And I'm like, it's 1 versus 15. What do you want me to do? You know? Like, it was, I lost 37.8 mil in the wilderness. It was really fun and really great. But the worst of it all wasn't that I lost the gear. Because, again, I made a ton of money this week through purple splits. Would have been more if I didn't have to spend 40 mil to get my shit back. But I had the cash on me, no big deal. Bought the Zenites, bought the Web Weaver bow, no big deal. I went to Nightmare Zone. I didn't have enough points to imbue my Ring of Suffering. And I wanted to scream because I had to spend time in Nightmare Zone during bingo. And then, because I am dramatic and was in such a bad mood between that and all the nonsense that was going on in Gen Chat with the stacking and the this and the buy-ins and all this other stupid bullshit that I had to keep like dropping out of kills for to deal with, I was so pissed off that I unimbued and uncharged my suffering in Deep Wilderness, gave it to my lowest level teammate, Soggy, and said, if anyone with a skull comes in, run as fast as you can. And
what?
And I think because I wasn't in VC, because I don't know what I was doing, but I wasn't in VC. I had family over or something like that. And I think that the people who were killing Callisto knew what was going to happen, is that I was going to skull up on people. I was in such a bad mood. The minute somebody dropped in, I was just going to start shooting at them. I turned PK skull prevention off. I was pissed.
Did you really?
Well, when someone dropped in, and I was like, oh, you picked the wrong house, fool. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm like, all right, this is a losing fight. So I fled with the team and ended up fighting them in the escape caves. It was 1v4 in the escape caves because I'm like, if my team can get away, that's awesome because they can outrun one guy, surely. But yeah, I did lose money again last night. I lost so much money in the wilderness. It was bad. We had some epic escapes, but my advice to you guys is just bank your looting bags. Like, you make all this money and the kills are so free. Like, just bank a little more often, and you don't have to, like, you know. I don't know. Just stupid.
I think I lost $1 million. We didn't do many.
Oh, that sucks.
Like Deep Wilderness. I know. We didn't do many actual like risky stuff because most of the time we were just chilling at Calvarion. Like, we were trying to get the skull. Because we didn't even have the Voidwaker tile unlocked yet. And so we were just chilling at Calvarion because it's like the most chill of the 3 singles bosses. And nobody really PKs. Like, there'll be PKers that like drop in, but it's very easy to get away. So my team, we tried to go to Vedion one night and was just getting ragged. Not by like clan members, but just like the PKers are just ragging the entire time. And so I think we got maybe 3 kills in an hour because we just had to keep running and resetting and finding a world and running and resetting. And I was like, this is dumb. Like, this is not fun. And it wasn't even a weekend. I think that was like Monday night, Tuesday night, I think. At like 9 o'clock.
Friday night Deep Wilderness. It fucking sucked.
That's so bad.
It was so bad. Friday night Callisto Deep Wilderness. It was brutal. We lost
if you're
a
a
lot of
PKer
money.
and this week was just popping off for you, that's why. TNL had a bingo.
Yeah, we funded the PKers for a while. But like my team again, and this is not just advice for you. It's not just a tall tale. Like for anyone out there doing wilderness boss content, fight back. For the love of God, fight back.
Yeah.
This is the best advice I can give is because most PKers aren't that good. And that's the trend. It's always been the trend with PKers is there's a couple of like really bad ones, like doesn't know how to use F keys bad, right? That most of them are like like they'll kill the unsuspecting player, but if anyone has any confidence in any sort of like whatever, they'll fight back. And then a couple that are on the other side of the bell curve that are like the Darth Vaders, that they wear 50 mil risk to kick your ass for 200K. And like, you're not going to survive that, right? You're not going to survive that.
And it doesn't bother them.
It doesn't bother them at all. Cause they have like, dude, go watch like Dino. He's like, oh, I guess I got to sell my stack of SERP helms. He's got like 50 of them in his bank. Right. Like I used to watch a PKer who did Darok fighting at GE Bank on PvP Worlds. And one day he was like, well, I got to 500 kills. I think it's time to sell the loot tab. Man sold like 700 mil worth of Darok's gear and dragon boots. Because like you do it a lot. You do it a lot. He was like giving away money every time he got a kill because like he was just really good at it. So when you meet those guys, you're screwed. But those guys also tend to be showing up on higher level worlds. We've always said it. You show up on a 2200 world, you're probably not going to see a whole lot of PKers. But when you see a PKer, you're probably fucked, right? You're probably going to die. Fight back. The only reason why wilderness PKers at Callisto, at Venenatis, at Vedion have any sort of ground to stand on is because 2 or 3 of them go. Fight back. Bolt rag them. Hit them with your crossbow. Those wilderness weapons slap the fuck out of people. They're mainly used for PVM, but like do the Accursed Scepter spec on a PKer when they get on you and hit a 60, right? Like they do a lot of damage. Send them reeling. Make them regret coming to kill you. I got a bloodied key while killing Venenatis because a salad robe guy showed up and thought, I'm going to freeze him in the Dwarven helmet. And that was a mistake because I stayed in the arena and my buddies, I think it was Tank and Toilet. I think those are the 2 that were there. They kept killing Venenatis. And I was like, I'm going to beat the shit out of this guy. And I just bolt ragged him while they were killing the boss.
That's funny.
So fight back when you're in the wilderness. When a team of 7 shows up, you got to run. But if it's one guy, kick his ass. Don't run out of the cave. Let the boss kill him. You kill him. Kick his ass.
And have your alt accounts to like sit at the entrance. I had for like most of my Calvarion kills this bingo, I had my alt just chilling, and I noticed at least 3 or 4 PKers in a single hour saw like they just hopped. I don't know if it was me sitting there on my alt, like having the like being able to see people at the entrance of the cave or not. Like, but there's a lot of people who just didn't come in when I thought they would. So I don't know if it's not worth it to them to go in there and waste their time because they know by the time, if somebody has a scout, by the time that they actually get in the cave, they've already tallied away. Who knows?
Yeah.
So Tiki said that we had a group Ironman account. Somebody on their group Ironman this week lost their imbued heart in the wilderness.
Yes. I wasn't going to mention it because
I don't know who it is.
That's
that
big
sucks.
sad, but we did have someone make the same mistake I did with an imbued heart in their inventory.
Oh
no. High risk
Mad
world.
rough.
Because we saw with them lose that kind of money, we're like, dude, I just said high risk world, and they're like, yeah. I said Anna Carl, and I said, yeah. I said the same guys got me.
Oh,
like it was rough. It's brutal.
that sucks.
But we pressed on, baby. That's part of the game.
Brother.
Sometimes you get killed. I had the opposite experience in the wilderness. Artio might be the hardest boss in the game. I don't know
Yeah,
how people kill this boss on repeat. I
it
don't know
sucks.
what I'm doing wrong to
Spindle
Ardio.
sucks.
Spindle, I didn't have a problem with. Ardio, I couldn't do. And I saw as many PKers as I got KC at Calvarion, which was 2.
Really?
Yeah. I got a Vedion task. And I went to Calvarion, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna break the streak. I'm finally gonna get a Calvarion kill. Got 1 kill midway through yellow phase. Absolute shitter drops down. I'm on mobile. I type man. He says, "Don't even worry about it," and leaves. I'm like, oh what a guy. Okay, cool. Halfway through my second kill, a shitter in more expensive gear drops down. Insta TB. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, you're really going to do this like right now while I'm killing Calvarion? In front of Calvarion, you're going to do this right now? So I fight Calvarion for a bit because he's not doing a ton of damage. Then he starts doing more damage. Then I fight him back because like Chain Mason, RCB go burr.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get out of the cave because I'm like, I'm going to lose this fight. I'm on mobile. Like, I'm not going to do it as effectively. And then I start running, and it like, I don't know if he didn't know what augury was or what, but like he couldn't land an entangle on me. So I was like, am I really going to get gap? I'm at like level 17 wilderness. Am I really going to get gap on this guy? And sure enough, I did. And I logged out and I logged back in, and the kill counted, but it didn't give me a KC. So I got Slayer XP for it, but I didn't get a KC. So I now have as many Calvarion kills as I have Infernal Capes. And part of me really wants to change that.
More capes than Calvarion kills?
Yep. Because there is something really funny to me. And my teammates said the same thing. There's something funny about having multiple Infernal Capes, but not having any kills logged at Calvarion. something humorous about that. It's the only boss I have left that I can say that for. So
yeah. So you're not ranked, huh?
That's the only one I'm not ranked in is Calvarion.
Yeah.
Desert Treasure 2, Hydra, Inferno, Hard Mode Top, all of them are ranked. Not Calvarion.
Oh, wait, you're ranked at hard mode?
Yeah.
Did you do that this week?
No, I didn't do any.
Oh no, you've been.
The only person who did hard mode was Heartless. That's because he went with his buddies who are like giga gamers. Like he was being carried through the content, and he got 40 EHB this week. So it was kind of a more relaxed evening. We did a lot of CMs. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. Well, bingo's over. Any final thoughts to wrap us up?
Probably the final thoughts that matter. Thank you to the captains for running the teams.
Yes.
More of you need to be captains next year.
Yes.
The only person not allowed to be a captain is Nate Dogg, because he's going to be my co-captain, and I will kill anyone who tries to take him from me. A lot of other, you get like, seriously, more captains are always encouraged.
Gotta let the wings, you gotta let him spread his wings.
No, absolutely not. Nate Dogg and I have been in 4 bingos together, and he and I were the last people in our team VC last night, and we're like, hell yeah, brother, we did it. I'm not having anyone else as a co-captain but my boy Nate. We need more captains next year. We had 18 this year, 18 captains. We need more next year, because while 19 people was good for a board like this, the event is going to be finished too quickly, because some of the tiles that we had, the least completed tiles were the Void Waker and all 3 of the legendary grading tiles. There's 2 counterpoints to those tiles. How many more teams completed if they have it open for the whole 8 weeks or the whole 8 days? How many fewer teams complete it with less people on the team?
Yeah.
So while this time it was balanced very well because of the unlock system, Springo will likely not have a gimmick and will likely just be an 8x8 or a 9x9 board that anyone can work on at any time. So the more captains, it means the less players, but it means more money for the winners, and it means the board technically gets extended, because if you only have 10 people sending content versus 19, it's in theory double the amount of hours, right? I know that math isn't entirely set in stone, but you guys know what I mean, right?
I think it's funny that the winning team got 740 something mil out of the 1.1 or 1.2 bill that we had for the pot. And because there was 20 people on the team, they each walked away with about 30 to 40 mil, which in hindsight, if you think about like 750 mil, that's so much money. You only got 40 mil. So if the teams are smaller, that just means more money in your pockets.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine we have less people. The 3 mil buy-ins seem to go pretty well. I don't know if a higher buy-in is going to be possible.
So many people say, Oxie, please bump it up to 5 mil next time around. I don't know. I think 3 mil was good, but we'll see. But there's
3 mil was for the lower level irons, and like 3 mil in my Iron Man. I couldn't do that if I only played, like if I only had my Iron Man, I'd have to buy a bond. Like I'd have to spend IRL cash to get the money for the buy-in, which is not bad. Like it's $7. But you make, you have the potential to make a lot more.
But also spend like any time in our VCs. Let's just hang out for like a month prior to bingo. If you're in a shitter group Ironman like mine who can't afford to do anything, right? Like would have to high elk his bank in order to like get the buy-in. Hang out with people and you're like, I kind of want to play bingo, but I don't think I can afford the buy-in. I bet you someone will go, it's 3 mil, dog. Let's chump change. Let's pay for your buy-in. Because a ton of people had their buy-ins paid for this year. I got screenshots of every single one of them. A lot of people had their buy-ins paid for, and that's okay, right? That's fine.
Yeah.
So we don't know about the buy-in, but we'll see. There was one guy who dropped me 3 mil in maple longbows, unstrung maple longbows, which I was like, what the hell? Thanks, man. Because he was an Iron Man. But
that's hilarious.
Mostly it's going to be fine. Thank you to the captains. Thank you specifically to the admins. Jamie and Shadow were captains, but specifically to them because they helped us plan everything, which was a nightmare because these bingos take forever to plan. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of late nights awake. It's a lot of debating back and forth about whether a tile is going to be good, whether it's going to be fun, whether we adjust it, whether we just say f*** them and add it to the board anyway, whether we don't do that because it's not good content. Tiles that we don't like having to be on the board anyway, right? I finally got rid of that stupid granite tile, but I wouldn't be surprised if that stupid granite tile makes a return in the future, right? I hate that granite item tile. I hate that tile, and we've had it on there so many times. So shout out to you guys for putting in all the work. And finally, a massive shout out to the data team. Rune Guy, Tiki, Pork Jerry, the people who like really put the work in to make it actually work.
Yeah.
We said before the episode that like we're kind of like the supervisors who were like, all right, so this piece goes there, that piece goes there, and that piece goes in the back. And then they did all the heavy lifting. Because we thought of the concept, we thought of the tiles, we had everything laid out, and then they were just sort of like, all right, cool. That spreadsheet, we did not make that. Rune Guy made that. The statistics sheet you saw, that was Tiki who did all that from like WOM data, shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So without those guys helping us behind the scenes to work both during bingo, because they were also playing, mind you. Like Pork Jerry was a captain. Tiki and Rune Guy were players in the events. Like these people were like having to put out fires while they were playing bingo, right? That in addition to what we did beforehand, which was trying to figure out how we were going to do code words, how we were going to lock the board, like how can we realistically prevent people from working ahead if they know what the code words are? Like theoretically, people could do a lot of cheating, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think most people would, but we had to find a way to prevent it. And, so many people put in like good work on the data end of it. Those guys in particular are owed a very special thanks from me because they have the running joke that they're just like sitting in the basement with no sunlight getting yelled at by the mods. And you know what? That's not even not true because here's how this goes, right? A team member has an issue with a spreadsheet or a wise old man tracker. That team member tells their captain. That captain tells myself, TMD, or Michael. in the captain's chat or privately within our DMs. We look at it and go, don't worry, we'll fix it. We have no idea how to fix it. We go to the data team chat and we say, Rune Guy, Tiki, something's broken. Figure it out. Something's broken. Figure it out. And then we get a couple of answers. Either they input something wrong, nothing is broken, give it time to update. I think if Tiki had 1 mil for every time he said the wise old man updates on an hourly basis, he would be a billionaire in game. Or my favorite answer was, oh, that's neat. The entire spreadsheet is broken. Give me a second to fix it. Like, we have them take care of it, and then it gets fixed, and we're like, all right, cool. Hey, everyone, we fixed the spreadsheet. So,
we're terrible.
Those guys who do it, as a hobby for a hobby video game deserve like a special accolade for the work that they put in.
Absolutely.
We had to run events where we're like manually inputting screenshots to things and then manually going back and checking them and making these wise old man trackers that take like 3 hours to input everybody's names and get the competitions going and all this other shit. Like, Tiki's like, yeah, I got a button. I input names and I'm like, we got the code. Like, I just need the player names and the skills you want, and we're cheering.
Yeah.
Having that is so nice for future bingos. So thank you guys. Please, I'm literally begging you to help us out with Springo 24.
Yeah.
But you got
Sign up
time.
to be a captain.
You got time. Sign up to be a captain. Maybe not Tiki and Rune Guy specifically, but everybody else sign up to be a goddamn captain. Bingo was awesome. Shout out to C4. I love you guys.
I just want to give props to Rune Guy real quick, because I had this vision before Bingo, and like I've wanted to do it for a while, but like I saw somebody fall Bingo last year create their own spreadsheet where they imported the tile images onto the spreadsheet. And I was like, we could do that. We could do that for everyone. So you don't have to do like Microsoft Paint and like X out the board and make it look ugly. Because like I work so hard to make this board look so gorgeous. And by the end of it, it's just
awesome too.
Thank you. By the end of it, it's literally just a bunch of like neon colored slashes. That's all you see by the end.
I'm going to go to my team chat and send a picture of what my board looked like towards the very end. You're going to hate it. You're going to hate it so much.
You did the neon colored slash? No.
So I had it on the sheet and I knew it, but like most of the people on the team were like, that's a lot of work, Doug. So they were updating it as it went. And they updated it the most like, you're going to hate it.
No, I hate this.
I got to scroll up to find it.
So
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to give Rune Guy props. So I had a vision to where if we could just make it to where there's 3 states that the board is in. Blacked out, or sorry, like the number 1 is just like it's unavailable. Number 2 is you've unlocked it, and number 3 is you've completed it. So he's like, yeah, all I need is just 3 separate versions of that same tile, and 3 separate versions of that tile. And no, you did not. Sorry. Throw that on screen right now.
I'm sorry. Zero.
Did you really?
Zero just started doing it at the beginning. I'm like, guys, if you like scroll over on our team page, you'll be able to like see the board. But the file got so overloaded at first that it kind of got like DDoSed, which is a bit of a minor problem at first.
Gosh.
But after that, people were like, we don't need to like look at the board visually because like we've got the thing from Zero. So it just kept updating it.
That hurts my heart.
At
anyway,
least it keeps with the color theme,
Wow, they did it. So the vision was to have those 3, and what Oxie's talking about is on the spreadsheet itself. When you inputted your screenshot and the tile was complete, it updated with a board that was actually in the actual spreadsheet. So that was a lot of work. I had to create the board, and then I had to recreate the entire board like 3 times separately for each tile, just so that we could have a beautiful image. Now, in the future, it'll only be like the board as it stands and then the board with the X's to show that each individual tile is knocked out. But what I'm thinking is like some people like to mark off, like if you have to get all 3 Voidwaker pieces, some people like to mark off, we got this one, we got that one, we got that one. And then it's like 3 little X's. So I'm thinking maybe we could have it do that to where it'll keep track of it on a smaller level, on a more minute level. But yeah, Rune Guy was like, oh, we can do that. And so him and I worked together to create that functionality within the spreadsheet, which I think is just like, it blows my mind what you can do with like the knowledge of a little bit of coding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Swole just posted another picture. Guys, come on now. We don't have to do this. Don't have to do this.
Snapchat paint, that's awesome. Us, like as the admins, trying to figure out how to do some of the stuff that the data team does. It's like, dog, this is impossible. It's like this could never be done. It's gonna take some like wizard magic shit in order to get this to work. I can ask the data team, but I doubt they'll say yes. I'll go on the data team chat and I'll say, listen, I got a long shot request for you guys. Is it possible to maybe do this? And they're like, it's done. I'm like, what? We don't know anything about the coding aspect of it. It would be like if you went back in time and showed an iPhone to someone in the 1920s. Like that is literally what it is like when these guys get together and like work on shit for bingo. It is so cool. So shout out to them. Shout out to the captains. Shout out to the admins who helped us out in the grueling process that was the bingo planning. But
it was a great time. So we're looking forward to Springo 2024. It'll be our 8th bingo, by the way. Our 8th event. Because I think this was our 7th. I think. Or was this our 8th?
Fall 20, Springo 21, Wildy Bingo 21.
Oh, I wasn't counting.
Fall 21, Springo 22, King of the Hill, Springo 23, Skill Tree Bingo. It was 8. We also
if you don't count Wildy Bingo.
We also did have the Winter Weekend in there, which was like a mini bingo. Which
True.
Maybe I would like to do some Winter Weekend-esque thing again. Though I didn't plan the Winter Weekend, and I also didn't participate in it because I was in Chicago. So I don't know. But
yeah, smaller events, like something in December after leagues or maybe during leagues. We could do like a leagues bingo.
No, stop. You said the words on purpose to just piss me off. I don't want a leagues bingo game.
I don't want to plan any other events until the spring.
If you guys want to plan a leagues bingo, like Rune Guy did a fantasy bingo draft as a proof of concept. Fun. If you guys want to do something like that and send it unofficially, be my guest. Yeah. I ain't planning shit for a leagues bingo. I love you all very dearly, but I'm going to be at my computer, slouched over like a shrimp, sweating my balls off to get a Dragon Cup. I'm not planning or admitting any event during league. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
the only reason why I'm playing RuneScape right now is because I'm recording. And the minute I'm done, I'm closing RuneScape and going to play Stardew Valley. Like, I don't,
That's what you do after bingo. I have told myself that I am going to finish Baldur's Gate 3 between now and the 15th. It's going to happen. I'm going to really, really try. Yeah.
That's one of the things I'm so mad about that I'm home. Like, it's one of the biggest downsides. Halo Infinite Season 5 came out on Tuesday during bingo, and it looks so cool. Halo is back. It brings a tear to my eye. Halo is back, baby. And I want to play it so bad, and I can't. Ark Survival Ascended comes out at the end of October, and I want to play it so bad, but I can't. Because while this laptop is definitely upgraded, I don't know if it can run these games, right? I haven't tested its full capability. Valheim makes my laptop sweat. So, I don't know.
Oh, real quick, before we go to break, and I think we should go to break, Tiki said that we didn't tell them how much money we made, how much money we brought into the game. It was on the sheet, right?
Nuts.
Was it like 13 billion or something?
I can pull it up here.
I don't
real
have
quick.
it pulled up.
So,
But I think if I remember,
our
it was
wise
like
old man guru Tiki did manage to pull up data for us. We gained as a bingo event 13,343,351,078 total XP. That was
this is XP.
That was
Okay.
the total amount of XP gained.
13 billion XP across the
13
350 gamers in 1 week.
13 billion XP.
300 million. 13 billion, 300 million. That's
13
insane.
billion, yes. Now, I'm fairly certain that's total XP gained, right? We also calculated the average loot, by we I mean Tiki, the average loot for every boss, as well as the amount of bosses total killed throughout every team. Fun little statistic for you guys. The most killed boss was Callisto with 13,074 kills logged.
13,000 Callisto?
Some other notable standouts, we had 6,500 Barrows completions. We had 1,400 Chambers of Zarek completions. We had only 440 Theater of Blood completions. 1,165 regular TOAs and 1,126 expert mode TOAs. We had 6,000 Zulrah, 5,500 Venenatus as a little thing there. The total amount of GP earned by players was 25,559,844,082 GP across all 350 players within the bingo.
Oh my gosh.
We made a shit ton of money as a group.
So 25 billion. I think that's billion, right? So 25 billion divided by 350 people. I mean, that's roughly 71 mil each.
Yeah.
If you average it out, 71 mil.
Right.
That's definitely because
I guarantee you there are some
there's
players
four
out
of
there
us
who are like, oh, I wish I got 70 mil in my account. Like,
I mean, I made 470. So like if somebody didn't make a single penny, I've got at least 5 or 6 people covered for their 72 mil. Just me. So and multiple teams got there was multiple mega rares. We had a tile for it.
I'm responsible for 440 of that 25. 440 million of that 25 billion.
That's crazy.
I made so much. I lost so much money this week from the stupid incident in the high risk world, but like, God, I'm so close to Missouri now. Like I can get Missouri. It's gonna be awesome.
I feel like we have to be net positive though. Like we couldn't have lost. There's no way we lost 25 billion.
We probably lost maybe
half
or
of it.
400 million. No, 300 or 400 million. If people are getting PK'd for like,
there was dude. I don't know if you saw. Wait, what? 24.5 bill was lost.
We did not lose 24.5 billion GP.
There's no way.
No, people were getting PK'd for 200 to 800K. The only reason why people were losing as much as they were was because dumbasses like me would be like, it's only 1.7 mil in my looting bag. I'll be fine. And then getting jumped by 7 people. Right?
Yeah, we for sure didn't lose 24.5 bill.
Yeah.
No, like I think I saw.
But between the heart loss and my loss, a lot of people probably did lose. I think it was probably about 300 or 400 mil.
Doom, at some point, I saw him lose like 30 mil and then did another kill and he lost like another 25 mil because he was like trying to anti-PK when he was at Venenatus.
Yeah. That was funnier than shit. He lost all that money and his teammates were like, that's a weird looking tile. But
all right, dude, we have to send these people to break.
I think it is time to go to break, dude. Bingo was so much fun. And God, we could talk about it forever because it's fresh in our minds. It was great. Gooligans, C4, you guys are great. Bronze medal winners. We'll get them next year, boys. But
did I get a bronze medal? I got a participation trophy.
This close. You're this close, Michael. Just needed a few more tiles and you would have been right up there with
Listen, we were only missing 10. Out of the 64, I think we were missing 10. Not even 10.
That's insane.
Like 8.
That's insane what the column bonuses did for people score-wise.
Yeah, column bonuses were massive.
It was, I think,
we didn't get any
column bonuses. Yeah. Well, skill tree completion bonuses. Because if you look at the board, basically, that's the secret of the board. It was just a 4x16 board with column bonuses at the end. That's all it was. But
Anyway, here's the music. We'll see you guys after this.
Why, hello there, adventurer. My name's Razalo, and I've traveled all over this here continent collecting treasures that I think you.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you an important safety announcement. Attention. This is a message from the Gillinor Protection Agency. Do not fall asleep. A supernatural anomaly has escaped from its containment site in eastern Mauritania. It is incredibly hostile and will strike if given the opportunity. It has been known to attack its victims through the dreams, causing intense and violent sleepwalking that often results in the victim's death. Do not fall asleep. Over 1,200 individuals have been reported missing since the breach, and that number is estimated to increase exponentially over the coming days. Sleepwalkers have been reported in Canifis and in the northern coast of Mauritania, heading towards Port Fazematis. If you are within the immediate vicinity of the breach, please seek shelter and await further instructions. Do not fall asleep. The Gillinor Protection Agency thanks you for your cooperation. Do not fall asleep. You will now be returned to your regularly scheduled broadcast.
So why don't you come on down and see for yourself? I promise you won't be disappointed.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that commercial break because I know that I sure did. And I hope it was a spooky one. It's a part of the show now where it's not a new spooky one. I know you're
it
disappointed,
makes me
Oxie.
so sad, you guys. I don't like. As a content creator, I was so excited for this week's episode because I was gonna come back home and I wasn't gonna tell anyone. Hell, I didn't even know if I was gonna tell Michael, but I've discussed with Michael some ideas for new GPA videos that I'm not going to spoil yet. And just out of the blue, you guys are going to get a new GPA this year because I don't know, like you guys, a lot of people like fast forward through the ads because like now there's like real ads in there. People are like, I don't want to listen to this. And they fast forward through it, which like, yeah, fair. So most of you guys probably don't care, but as a pet project, the Gillinor Protection Agency commercials are some of my favorite ones to make. And I was so excited this year because there's so many cool ideas. And I was going to drop one out of nowhere. I was going to do a little surprise. You know, next time you heard not Party Pete, what's his name? Prospector Pete. Yeah, howdy, folks. This name's Prospector. I'm just going to load into the new one. Oh, I was so excited. And I can't because I just... Sag. So no new spooky commercial. You get the spooky music, but no new spooky commercial.
You get a recycled spooky commercial.
I have failed you guys.
I haven't heard them in a year, so
maybe we'll put the spooky Santa one up there just to mix things up a little bit.
Could be fun.
Though I don't know if that's appropriate for Halloween week to put a Santa commercial in there. Who knows?
Well, you know which one is in there now. You guys heard it, so whether it was appropriate or not, we don't know at this current moment. But commercials aside, it's the part of the show where we get to sit down in our chairs like we normally do the whole show, but like this sitting is different. This time we're sitting down to thank our patrons, the people who support us monetarily, monthly, over on our Patreon. There's a new thing where there's a free tier, by the way. It's people can follow us on Patreon. So if you want to follow us, I'm sure there might be things that we can post. Who knows? But we have 3 followers. It's kind of fun. But we're not talking about followers. We're talking about people who pay to be here. And that is the Wise Old Man tier for the shout out of the week. Shout out to Nashies for being our newest Wise Old Man patron. Each time you subscribe, not each time, the first time you subscribe to the Wise Old Man tier, You'll get your name shouted out. And then every subsequent week after that, your name's on screen like it is now. So shout out to all of our current Wise Old Man patrons who subscribe at the $10 Wise Old Man tier who have access to the recording booth. It's my favorite perk of the whole Patreon is just the people that we get to hang out with. They keep it to where I don't just have to talk to Oxie for 3 hours once a week. I get to talk to so many more people.
As if talking
And it balances
to Oxie
it out.
for 3 hours a week is a bad thing. Come on now.
So join the Patreon.
The counter argument is that people literally pay to listen to me talk for 3 hours. So I don't know. Maybe I'm the maybe I'm the real Patreon reward. That's the most egotistical shit I've said in my entire life.
You are the Patreon. Tiki Mug brought up a great point. Patreon people no longer get bonus videos. You guys, I'm working on it, okay? I'm working on it. We're trying.
Working on it. We would spend fucking like 3 hours a night doing wacky ass content, getting kind of drunk. And then we would each spend time editing these videos, put them up on Patreon, 6 views. 130 patrons, 6 views. It's not that we're not appreciative. It's that it didn't seem like a perk you guys were enjoying at all. It's not for lack of notice, right? Like Patreon has a lot of other perks, and we've been trying to figure out like what do we replace the bonus episodes with? But it didn't feel like the bonus episodes were something that you guys enjoyed, because the bonus episodes you guys really seemed to gravitate towards, the ones that got like 20 or 30 views, we ended up putting out as episodes. So it's not that we're making bad content, it's that like Patreon, it's just not the platform for that. Like it's really bad. We like a lot of people listen to us audio only. You can't like lock your phone with Patreon like you would for Spotify or YouTube Premium. Like it's just an awkward platform to do that stuff on. And I think that's mainly what contributed to the super low view count. Is like if I have to jump through hoops, why am I going to bother? Right? Because I think Party Pete is our lowest amount of people subscribed at this point, which is wacky that we have more KBDs than Party Pete's. But like, I don't know. It just doesn't, I don't know, man. I'm just not. The Party Pete tier is frustrating because of the extra episodes, because of Patreon. Because we know you guys like the bonus episodes, but you guys don't end up hearing them till months later when we inevitably put them out as episodes.
True.
We need a week off. So
true.
Here's
what I'm thinking.
We'll figure it
and
out.
This, we'll figure it out. But I'm thinking monthly exclusive streams of just Oxie and I, and then the stream is recorded. So if you miss it, it's going to be like on a schedule. So like you guys don't have to be like, when is the new episode coming out? It's going to be a monthly on a schedule stream, Oxie and I, for however long we feel like going. And then it's recorded. So if you weren't able to make it to that live recording, that live stream, then you can just watch it later. And it's there forever. So people who subscribe, and it's been like 5 months since we started those streams, they can go back and watch them as well. That's what I'm thinking is a good alternative. Oxie and I just have to like figure out a schedule of when we can sit down and start the schedule. Because it's the busy season now where the holidays are coming up, and this is the time when we usually take the most breaks. So
we also do a lot of planning, though. We do a lot of long-term planning during this time. So maybe, because Michael, you are right. He has had this idea, and he has brought it up, and he's streamed on YouTube a couple times, and it's gone over pretty well every time he's streamed on YouTube. So I think, because you said you have a way where you can make the links private, right?
Yeah, so the stream can actually be private to people who just have the link, and then we post the link every, I don't know, third Friday. We post the link on Patreon to people in that paying tier, and then that's where you find us. Or we post it in our patrons chat in the Discord.
Yeah, and I think that could be really cool, because it would be totally bonus, right? Like you guys hear Michael and I talk about RuneScape all the time, but very rarely do you guys, especially if you guys are listeners and like, you know, you don't hang out with us in VC if we're in there or whatever, like you don't ever really get to watch us play RuneScape, right? Like you don't get to watch us do shitty God Wars dungeon trips. You don't get to watch us like send raids or anything, right? So I think that could be a lot of fun to like play RuneScape or play another game, like, because the thing about the beauty of bonus episodes is they don't have to be related to RuneScape. That's always been our thing with bonus episodes. Like we played Uno one time for a bonus episode. So
it's literally just and then in that bonus episode is when I was supposed to get ranked in all the wildy bosses, which I still haven't done. So I think it's just tradition now that I don't get ranked in Venatus ever.
I'm saying
it's only 5kc.
I got my mining level that I had to get, or my level, or whatever it was from that time. I lost to your dumbass. Like I won every single competition except the last one.
You threw me a bone.
Yeah, I'm like double or nothing, baby. Let's do it. And I fucking lost like a hubristic idiot. Michael's like, go get a mining level. I'm like,
do it. Mining. Go.
It's like, got that level, but
I have to shout out the KBD patrons now. We thank everyone.
Oh my God, we're not done with the Patreon?
Thank everyone in the Patreon. Thank you, wise old man. You guys are amazing. But now it's time to shout out the ones who get their names read every week. And that's the KBDs, the Kings, Blacks, Dragons. And there's some new ones in here, so I'm excited. So starting us out, it's not the one you think it is. It's Dicky Bird, who has their name. I don't know if they want us to read their name, but it's their name. And then in parentheses, it says formerly Dicky Bird. So formerly Dicky Bird. If you want us to say your whole name, just let me know. Anyway, Broke 70, Oxie's dad, my dad, all of our dad, Damon S, Dylan L, Elite Oreo Dunker, XP Enjoyer, Gay Raccoon, Gumby, Legend Gary, Ron Garian, Lil Drakey, Mark aka I Stream, Mrs. Oxie M. Still haven't changed their name. There's just you just did the kiss. MT Birchfield, our third favorite Patreon supporter, Ralph, Rylithian, SatanBot6969, SatanBot666 in my heart, Soggy Waffles, Seppi J, Seth Shep, Skooma92, SOST3, Sparky Life 93, Spartan Fire, Swole Dundee, the Big G Jordy, and the Crayola Crayon. Thank you so much to all of our KBD patrons. You guys, I say this every time, but you literally blow our minds. Like, there are so many of you, and you guys are amazing. So keep doing what you're doing. If you'd like to join these fine folks, you can do that by heading on over to patreon.com/Xpwaste and pick a tier that works for you. If it's the free tier, I don't know what you're getting, but hey, you can follow us for free. So, that's that. Thank you so much. Moving on, we have some community question replies to go through. So 2 weeks ago, when the last time we posted an episode, we asked you guys, what's the most fun thing you've done in the last 2 weeks? Because it's been 2 weeks since we talked. So hi, welcome back. What's the most fun thing you've done? Starting us off, Mima says, bingo with the boys in a back-to-back blackout. Blackout
Mima
W.
Did get the
have a seat, Oxie.
Blackout, didn't he? Oh, I'm never gonna hear any of that shit.
He says,
have
a seat, Oxie, winky face. Thank you for the awesome event.
God.
Mima needs a new role. Like the back-to-back blackout. That's amazing. Real Crazy says, Real Crazy says, we did 13-man Fashionscape Chambers of 13-man Fashionscape Chambers of Xerix. It was an absolute madness, and I have never been so confused before in my life, but it was fun. We even got a purple. So now I finally experienced my first big split. I think that was TMD's team, if I'm not mistaken. Their first Fashionscape raid.
2 bingos in a row. TMD has sent a massive learner Fashionscape raid and gotten a purple from it. But this time it didn't count for anything because it was on the 4x4 board.
Sit. So. Seppi J says, my bingo team was the most fun out of everything. Shout out to the best bingo team the Osmumpton Mumpties. That's a great name. I like that a lot.
That team, I gotta say, the Asmumpton Mumpties, that was the sleeper team, I think, of Bingo. They finished, like 5th place, I think? That team, I feel like, did nothing all week long. I feel like I didn't see much of them. And then suddenly, on, like, Friday night, they're like, well, time to start kicking everybody's ass. And they went from, like, 13th place to, like, right behind us. We're like, holy shit, where'd they come from?
Yeah.
So
that's
that
awesome.
was a sleeper team right there. They woke up towards the very end, and we were pretty worried about the Mumpties there for a little bit. We're like, dude, if they get like one more tile, they're tied with us. Holy shit!
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, damn. Go Mumpties. Next up, we have Ron. They say making an OSRS themed icon pack for VS Code as a way to procrastinate my PhD work. I've worked on this longer than 2 weeks, but it's the most fun thing I've done since the start of the school year. What is VS Code?
I don't know what that is, but I think he put it in self promo. Hold on, I think he put it in the self promo channel because I remember listening to it or looking at it and thinking, I don't know what that means, but okay. He sent it somewhere.
Huh. We'll find it. That's cool.
Yeah. Where did he mention this? Because I know what I have an idea of what he's talking about, but I also don't know. I don't know what he means, but that sounds familiar. So
Tiki says VS Code is an open source coding software. You use it to code. Visual Studio Code. Yeah, it's an IDE. Guys, you're speaking another language, literally.
hey, you don't understand that acronym? It's just this other acronym, idiot. Like, we just got done talking about
Integrated development environment. Sorry, that didn't help. Never mind. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Anyway, moving on. Vespolar says, I've done nothing but Blood Runecraft for the last 4 weeks. I'm addicted and I can't stop.
Oh my god.
I'm addicted and I can't stop.
It's the Jordan meme. Stop it. Get some help.
Vespolar, you are a man or woman after my own heart. I locked myself to the Zaya runecrafting altar and I did not leave. And I was like, runecrafting is the best skill in the world. After I did like nearly 300 hours of soul runecrafting, and I was like, let's do it again. I would do it again. Anyway, Super Soft Salad says, getting my first Dragon Defender and completing the underground pass. I really felt like an adventurer overcoming all the traps and obstacles. That's amazing. Congratulations. This is an achievement of the week. This is a community question, but congratulations to you. Super Soft Salad.
Yeah, it's the highlight of what they did, man. If
Hell
the
yeah.
achievement is the highlight of what you did, answering the community question, maybe you'll get the quadruple. You know, you'll get shouted out in all 3 categories and the community question. Who knows?
I don't think that's ever happened, but
Who knows?
Next up, we have Beep, who I think this is Beep, based on context clues. Hands down, chilling in VC, AFKing use and Priff while I study, and getting my first expert TOA KC with my fellow Gooligans. If that's not Beep, I sincerely apologize, but based on context clues, I think that's Beep. Hell yeah, Gooligans. Alex says, Soliceps. I thought it would be a boring grind, but it has exceeded my expectations, and the museum XP lamps from fossils have been a huge bonus. Soliceps. I've heard that that's a good method, but I can't be asked. It's so much running. For wood cutting? No. OC Dam says, Hallowed Sepulchre, and they put that in all caps. I don't even have I don't even have the floors 4 and 5, and I greatly enjoy the content. Just different enough each time to be amazing. Shout out to Oxie for knowing the FFF and Sailor Friday posts.
I got you, boo.
Do it one more time. Say it one more time. Just like 3 in a row.
3 weeks in a row. It's
3 weeks in a row.
Friday, you fucking losers.
Is this a thing now?
Sailor. You made
Is
it
it
to
a bit?
Friday. Considering our episodes come out on Thursday and we record them on Monday, I don't know why it's a bit. And it's not even an original bit. Go follow the pages on Twitter. It's called Gators Daily. Go follow it on Twitter. It's worth your time.
One thing I do love, for all you YouTubers, like the YouTube watchers, Oxy has his laptop on his his lap.
Dude,
and he's talking and it's going.
horrible.
It's good. It's just good.
Yeah,
Okay, I
my
messed up
laptop, it's bad. I'm sorry, guys. I'll be back to a better setup where I'm not like, the lower side of my quadruple chin flailing
Listen.
back and forth all episode long because I
think
can't sit still.
Next
Eventually
week,
I'll be
you should
back
be
to
at your
form.
computer, right?
Nope.
Next
November
episode?
2nd,
Okay.
2
Well,
more
then you and
weeks.
your mom need to go to IKEA and get you a desk. Just go to IKEA. You can do it. Next up, we have SatanBot666. They say, raiding with my team and learning new bosses. Definitely was fun. Also, I think they took the name, and they're talking about their name being taken by a PMod. Piece of trash. I think they took the name because I went to change it an hour after the warning, and the name was gone. I've had that name for 5 years.
Damn.
Yeah, if there's any JMods listening, just message me. Because we got a corrupt PMod on the prowl here. And finally, on Spotify, Mark says, theory crafting for leagues. Oh, there's going to be a lot of that. Mark, get ready. Get ready. Because we're leagues is fastly approaching. By the time this episode comes out, we'll be like just over 2 weeks. Crazy. I'm excited. I literally am excited, Oxie. I have not been excited for a league because every single time I've been maxing, and I'm not maxing this time, and I'm playing on the account for League. I'm playing on the account that I'm playing on most. So all of the cosmetic rewards, like I'm going to get the Trailblazer kit for my Dragon Pickaxe. It's going to be great. YouTube has replies, and I'm going to read them. We asked you the same question. It says, what's the most fun thing you've done in the last 2 weeks? Sarah Dahman says, finished Desert Treasure 2 and got my quest cape back. Now I'm farming Duke for a ring. Hell yeah. I tried to kill Duke one time for this bingo, and I died to an 85 magic hit.
By the
I
way,
said, you guys can do that tile. I'm out of here.
by the way, you're not supposed to attack it while the eye is open.
Thank you.
Because I know
I didn't know that. I
exactly
literally
that's what
didn't know
killed
that.
you.
I didn't know that, actually, but now I do. And now I can go back to Duke confidently.
I don't know if he's being sarcastic or not. but-
Brandon Beasley says, got my fire cape, grinding out 70 construction. Wait, got my fire cape. I'm not going to breeze over that. Brandon got their fire cape. Hell yeah. Grinding
I
out
wish I
70
knew what
construction.
I wish I knew what Brandon's in-game name was because we probably have it on Achievement of the Week.
Oh, maybe. Who knows? Maybe they'll get the double shout out and they didn't even know. Or we didn't even know. You know, Brandon, you know. They got their fire cape. Congratulations. And they grinded out 70 construction. And they are doing some bossing. IRL? Question mark? Bossing IRL? Oh, just mountain biking and prepping for a wedding coming up. That's lovely. I am terrified of the idea of mountain biking. I've seen all of the Red Bull competition videos where these people are like scaling the sides of mountains. I'm like, nope. That's your adrenaline rush, not mine. Whew. Dinosaur says, the fun thing I did was getting back into Cyberpunk 2077 while dodging the unfun thing, which is grinding more solo TOA for the pet. Oh, such a good pet.
TOA Stinky. Good pet. TOA
Great pet.
Stinky.
Great pet.
We never talked about my pet. Oh my god. I completely forgot
Too late.
to mention that. Yeah.
Put in
I got
Team of the
the-
Week.
I got the Verzik pet and I got very excited about it. Hopefully you get the Temekins Guardian soon, Dinosaur.
Yeah. Golden Apex Creation says, finally getting my first Hydra task after 25 Konar tasks and learning the fight with melee. 60 kills in only one death. I messed up the firewall and I ran back into it. That's amazing. Learning the boss, 60 kills, no one death. That's amazing. Fantastic. Goes to show how easy Hydra is because it's fairly
I died
easy once you got the
so many
mechanics.
goddamn ti- I
but,
died
like-
so many goddamn times.
And that run back
when I was
sucks.
learning Hydra.
Yeah, the
Once
run
you get
back.
the agility level though, once you get 88 agility or 87 agility, whatever it is, it's
It's
pretty
still the same
schmick.
amount of time though.
Yeah, but it
it's-
feels better, you know.
It doesn't.
It's all about the mouth feel of the run. You know what I mean?
Okay, and finally, On the YouTube replies, Jordy says, playing games with the friends, games like Tabletop Simulator, GTA Online, and most importantly, preparing for bingo, baby. This was a while ago, so bingo happened and they prepared. So thank you to everyone who answered the community question from the last week and then the week before that, which would make that 2 weeks. I gotta ask a bingo question, right, Oxy? We gotta ask a bingo related one, right?
I have a bingo related question.
What was your favorite tile and what was your least favorite tile, right?
No.
Okay. Well,
What
Oxy, what is the question this week?
The community question for this week is, tell me about your favorite moment in bingo. Whether it was a drop that you got, an experience that you had, there's going to be like an inside joke, for example, that we don't get, right? Like if someone from my team responds with, I can die, right? That's going to be super weird out of context, but my team gets it, right? So tell us about your favorite part of bingo. I want to know what your favorite part of bingo was. That's your community question for this week.
Sweet. You heard it here first, folks. That's your community question. You can answer that on the community question section on Spotify or the pinned comment of this YouTube video. All right, just going to throw it over to my handsome co-host for the next section of the podcast.
Oh, let me straighten myself out here. I sit up in the side of my bed for this one. It's achievement of the week time, folks.
Oh, sitting up.
And boy, howdy, did you guys achieve a lot in these last few weeks. Unsurprisingly, y'all kind of popped off during bingo, so might as well get into it. We have a ton, an absolute ton of achievements here. We're going to kick things off with the combat section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 first fire capes this week. Or rather, these last 2 weeks before bingo and then during bingo. We have my boy Modern Major General, who was on my team and got his fire cape right before bingo. The Darndest, Plug-in Abusing, Ryzen, Fatty the Ghost Main, who I don't know his IGN because he didn't send a picture, but he did mention it. Sun Wizard, Big Kyle 90, Benny Beescape, Shoe. Some guy DM'd us on Instagram while this episode was going on and said, first fire cape. I don't know who it was because I don't have those Instagram DMs pulled up. And finally, today, the day after bingo, I'm pretty sure my boy Soggy Waffles got his first fire cape.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, man, that was fun to watch. It was fun to watch the attempts. It was fun. It's always fun watching people do their first fire cape, but we got that's like 11, 12 people with their first fire cape. That's wild. We have more combat achievements, though. 8th try, killed the corrupted gauntlet for the first time. Maybe it took him 8 tries. Leroy Jenkins killed their gauntlet for the first time. Plug-in Abusing with their second appearance in the combat section. Also completed CG. Airmid, whose in-game name is like Jugroll or something, wildly different than what I would have thought, killed Zulra for the first time. Kevbot completed their first corrupted gauntlet. And Modern Major General, my boy again, got his first gauntlet kill. I think it was right after bingo. He got that one done. The combat achievements section of the combat achievements. Big Kyle 90 completed the medium combat achievements. Big Mikey P, Jordy, Airmid, and MJ Still, and Boston Sport 5 all completed their hard combat achievements, and the Chaos Cleric completed his elite combat achievements. Welcome to the army of the Jad Helm enjoyers. We do have 2 final combat achievements this week. Both Strom and Goths earned their cursed phalanx, so they now have their fang kits this week. So they get the super cool looking fang. Maybe I'll get my fang kit in 2024, but they got theirs here and now. So GZ to you both. Sick ass looking sword. Moving into the largest category, the skilling category. Holy shit. Whenever we're like, hey, something important is happening, you guys are like, I'm going to go ballistic, right? we have a ton of 99s. So kicking things off from last Sunday evening, rather. Skull MN got 99 cooking. Sir Brackstore achieved 99 cooking as well. Lowe achieved 99 farming. Scotty achieved 99 prayer with my bones that the son of a bitch grabbed from his 99 Slayer party because I got killed at KQ. And the worst part was I wasn't even there. I was busy in a raid or was busy planning something for bingo. I wasn't even there. I couldn't even be at my own funeral or at Scotty's 99 party. I said Russ because he's next on the list. Russ of Fury achieved 99 farming. Mohadib achieved 99 construction. My boy Soggy Waffles with his double-double this week and his first ever 99 with 99 farming, not 99 construction. Sorry, I am all over the place this week. Evangor achieved 99 strength. I Poop Liquids, what a name. Every week I see it and I'm like, what a name. What a name. I Poop Liquids achieved 99 defense. MJ Still achieved 99 range. This is MJ Still's second appearance on Achievement of the Week, mind you. Keep that in mind. Thorgoth achieved 99 mining. Ja Dead, a.k.a. Ja Birdhouse Run, a.k.a. Ja no longer needs to do Birdhouse Runs because he got 99 Hunter. Gay Raccoon
Love that.
got 99 Slayer. Toaster Bath achieved 99 rune crafting and 99 defense. Graylin achieved 99 construction, attack, and prayer. Jesse OL achieved 99 defense. Eighth Try with their double-double this week achieved 99 wood cutting. Andrew Will, a name that, unlike I Poop Liquids, it just rolls off the tongue really well, and I like saying, achieved 99 strength. Blaze Fire 420 achieved 99 defense. Gramazing, it's a pretty cool name, achieved 99 mage. Ratty Cole achieved 99 HP. My boy Nate Dogg, my co-captain, my heart and soul, achieved 99 hit points at Corp. Mind you, this man, we're killing Corp. He's like, guys, let's all type the @ symbol and spam it at Corp when we kill him. So we're like, all right, sure, why not? We spam the @ symbol, but Nate has to teleport out because he's getting ramboed by Corp. Comes back in. We all spam the @ symbol. Nothing happens. We're like, okay. Next kill starts. We get like 300 damage in. Pops 99 hit points. He's like, man, I planned it out so that I would get it during that kill, but I had to teleport out. So he got 99 hit points
What a
in the
mumpy.
middle of the next kill, right? Broic 70 achieved 99 hit points. I had to find where I was there for a second on the sheet. Jay Goose achieved 99 fishing. Tokaton achieved 99 range. Flatjack 78 achieved 99 Slayer. The Meat Wagon achieved a 99 attack, strength, defense, and range. And Michael, you mentioned that was his first ever chambers that he got that in.
Second chambers, because I think he did one for the diary. Second chambers, we were in Mystics, and he just kept getting 99s. Second room in the whole raid. And he just kept getting 99s. We're like, what is going on? He's like, yep, that was all 4 that I needed.
Nice.
And that was the raid we got the TiVo.
That was it right there. That's the secret.
That was it.
Pop
Just
a
get
99
499s. Hell yeah.
Valeric Acid achieved what I think is 99 crafting. So, Valeric, you sent a screenshot to the levels and achievements chat, but it didn't show which 99 you got, and you didn't show which skill cape you got. And because I don't have a lot of the 99s, I don't know what the emote is where you're holding something above your head. I suspect it's 99 crafting because you have a brown apron on and you're holding something that looks like you crafted it.
Oh, yeah, it's crafting.
But yeah, I wasn't sure. So I'm like, I don't want to say crafting and then it's like construction and I look like a dumbass. But like, you know, Valeric Ask got 99 crafting. And then Seymour achieved 99 hit points, 99 strength, and 99 mage. Oh, we're still not done with skilling, boys. We got some total levels. Chaos and Sickness both achieved 2K total level. My boy Russ of Fury achieved 2200 total level. Yet another one who's beat me to 2200 total because bingo happened and I stopped trying to earn levels. And finally, the post-game bingo celebration that was super cool. bingo ended, we sent a mass clan chambers. We wrapped up the chambers and we said, everybody get over to World 346 at the Soul Altar to be at Corgster's maxing party, because Corgster has achieved 2277 total level right at the end of bingo. It was a wonderful after party. Everyone was there. It was super cool. I did not follow him to Max Island because I was exhausted. And also am not maxed, so couldn't have gone there anyway. I don't think you need to be there. You need like, what is it, like 7 or 8 99s, Michael, to get there?
Wood cutting, mining, strength, construction, and agility, I think.
Cool. I have a 1 of those. So I usually can't even like cross the thing to get there. Like I get stopped
several
at that
99s.
But congratulations to you, Corkster. You can finally play the game. Moving into miscellaneous, the final part of achievement of the week. It's 11:30 p.m., folks. We're cooking. We're doing this. We have 4 quest capes this week. Gin Junkie, Chad McSquill, Big Mikey P, and with the rare but possible, the mythical, the fabled even, triple in achievement of the week, MJ Still also achieved his quest cape. An achievement in every category. That's something you don't see very often. Congratulations to you, MJ Still. That's a rare one. Additionally, Flapjack achieved his diary cape. My boy Submedian achieved his music cape by clutching up that mimic kill for us. And a not necessarily RuneScape related achievement, but he posted it in the channel, so I mean, why not? Legend Gary had a kid. So he had a funny feeling like he was being followed again. So he's a father. He's I don't know which kid this is for him, but congratulations to you, Dad. You got the dad cape again. Maybe it's a trim dad cape when you get more than one kid. I don't have any kids. I don't know. But that wraps up achievement of the week. Congratulations to you and your child and everyone else who achieved something awesome this week. If you want to tell us about the awesome stuff that you did, which like please do, because bingo is the time to do that, and like now is the post game. Like some people are burnt, but some people are motivated, and it's more people than you think. Like people like me and Michael who have been working for weeks to get the event going, and then definitely didn't stay up until 5 a.m. for like 4 nights in a row with the boys. There was one night my mom woke up to go to the bathroom and she said, "Why are you still awake?" I said, "Mom, it's bingo." She's like, "You're a loser." I'm like, yeah. But like, we gotta go, boys. Like, no, she didn't call me a loser, but you know.
She did.
I was being judged. I was being judged hard for staying awake that late. Some people are burnt, some people are not. Some people are like, "Oh my God, that was so good. We got to keep on going. We got to keep on pushing." So tell us about your achievements. Head on over to our Discord, discord.gg/OSRSTNL. Post them in the levels and achievements channel. Yeah, I will see them other places sometimes, but probably not all the time. So if you DM us on Instagram that you got a fire cape, whoever you are, congratulations. But like, also post it in the chat.
Let's see.
Because
I have it pulled up. It's Carl F.
Carl F, my boy.
Congratulations, Carl.
I'm proud of you, dog. You should join our Discord next time we do something cool and post it in levels and achievements, because
hell yeah,
I'm almost certainly not going to comb Instagram DMs. But I'm proud of you nonetheless, right? Head on over. You'll finally see, if you're in the Discord but weren't participating in bingo, you may have been like, these guys talk about how active their Discord is all the time, but there's nobody here. They lied to us. All of the bingo voice channels were hidden to people who didn't have the bingo role. I think we had well over 150 people in VC, like every single day.
Day one, I took a screenshot. There was like 100 and almost 200 day one in VC, but on average, you're right. It was probably between 75 and 150 consistently.
Yeah. My team, as a captain, I took great pride in my team because we constantly, it felt like we always had the most people in VC. Always. I think the only day we ever truly didn't have the most was the last day one sex, please. Hyla was messaging me after bingo. He's like, that was the most stressful 2 hours of my life.
Oh,
Having to finish that and like hope that you guys didn't get a mega rare and hope that Dough Punchers didn't get the money they needed, because if Dough Punchers got it, they won, and if we got it, we were tied, and we would have had to split first place or fight each other for pets.
right.
So, people, we really were, C4 was popping throughout bingo. So yeah, I'm very proud of my team for that. But people are going to be back in VC now. So if you weren't in bingo, and you're wondering where the hell is everybody, they should be coming back. Let the burn heal. Next weekend, people should be back in bingo. Or not in bingo. Oh God, no, not already. Back in VC.
Back in the Discord.
That is the achievement of the week. And that means at 11:45, Michael, my friend, do you have a fun question for us?
I do. This
What a
one comes
man.
straight to you from our fun questions section on the Discord. Coming in at the 11th hour, random person, aka Jake, says, if you could get to add your own ornament kit to OSRS, what's the pattern you're putting on the Hawaiian shirt, and does it go over the fighter's torso or the Guthan's plate body? So, kind of a joking, fun question, but if you could add an ornament kit to any item in OSRS that doesn't currently have an ornament kit, what would you add and what would it be?
It's kind of unoriginal, but I low-key the idea of like a summer fun beach day event in old school RuneScape, and you're just awarded with like the summer themed ornament kit that you can put on. You're given like 5 of these kits and you can put them on a couple different items. It's a holiday event. It's untradeable. Get them from Django. Like, it doesn't mean anything, right?
Yeah.
I think a Hawaiian shirt fighter torso would be
That would be actually
funny as hell.
With the 6-pack.
Yeah, I think definitely the fighter torso and the Guthan's plate body are both really funny ideas.
Yeah.
For that. Honestly, I think maybe it's like a cosmetic transmog for Barrow's armor.
That's like cool.
It's like just for Fashionscape. Maybe like
Oh,
if you put it on there, like
cool.
it loses all like it's removable, but maybe it like removes all of its like offensive and defensive stats. Like, there's no point in taking it anywhere, particularly in PvP, right? Where you might think, oh, they're hiding that under this. Like, it's just a silly Fashionscape item. That would be super cool. I think a transmog for like a big sun hat, like put an ornament kit the fedora to make it look like a big, sun hat or a visor or something. We got to put an ornament kit on like Dragon Boost to make them look like sandals, or like flip-flops or something.
You're trying to get a full like summer outfit going.
I mean, yeah, if you're getting a bunch of stuff, like maybe Varric's Brassard could be like sunburnt, so it just looks normal, but your character's like bright red on the chest because you got sunburnt with it on or something.
That
funny.
Could be
Oh my god, it's the hula skirt, but it's Bandos tassets. Hear me out. Hear me out.
The hula
it's
skirt.
It's a hula skirt. The ornament kit put on Bandos tassets is a hula skirt, or maybe you make it a whole like it's the Guthan's, ornament kit where like you get the Hawaiian shirt with the dad bod, the hula skirt, or like the board shorts, and then a big old sun hat or something. I don't know. Just like something fun and stupid and like, I don't really have the energy to think of like a badass transmog.
No, I think the Bears one, apart from like making it summer themed, but can you imagine like Barrow's armor, but it makes it dark red, like the stereotypical Mauritania theme. Just make everything dark, make everything red. But like maybe it has like cracks in the armor and you can see like red coming through the cracks, or it adds like gold trim so it makes it look like more elegant armor versus like dirty like the dirty brown color that they are. Because I can't imagine
the original Barrows armor.
I'm just saying, yeah, like I can't imagine that they look grungy in life, you know? Like that's armor, and it had to, like, maybe it was all polished in silver, and maybe, you know, Derek's had like full silver plate mail or something, but because his great axe is also silver, so like maybe it restores it to its original, and the magic robes weren't brown, maybe they were like a midnight blue or something.
That could be really
I don't
cool,
know.
yeah.
That would be cool. Or a transmog to make you look like a Barrows ghost while you're wearing the Barrows armor.
There it is. That's the transmog.
That would be cool.
Right there that'd be so cool.
Yeah,
The
I would get
ghostly
behind
ornament
that.
kit, that'd be super cool.
Because then you could get it as a rare drop, and you would get like, you know, you would get one that would recolor one piece, and it was like a 1 in, you know, 300 or 400 or something from Barrows.
Metamorphic dust of Barrows. You got these like super
Yeah.
sweaty PVMers out here. That'd
Like,
be
what if
so
they did
cool.
it as a hard mode Barrows or something, where the brothers had special attacks, or
Would
you know, just more health,
need
or
to
like
get-
you went into an encounter.
Would you need
Go
to
ahead.
get like one per helmet? So like you get a kit for every helmet, or you need to get a
Yeah.
kit for every single piece?
Yeah, it would be
So
one
do you need
kit
24
for the
kits?
entire piece. No,
One
you
kit
just
for the
need
entire
6
set?
kits.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
it'd be
much
the
better.
entire
One kit
set.
okay, that'd be cool. RM's
Yeah.
ancient kit or something. That would be the ghostly kit. That'd be really cool. Or
Yeah.
that'd be super cool. Have you seen the concept designs for the Shadow of Temekin ornament kit? Dude, they redesigned the shadow to look like ancestral and then twisted ancestral.
Ooh.
Because they made the backpack look like the Missouri.
Yeah.
It looks awesome. Where it's all
Where
like
is this?
black. I don't
Is
know.
this like a
I
Game
haven't
Jam
seen
thing?
it. No, it's just someone like put it on Twitter. I haven't seen it in a while, but it's like a black and or black and green and white, kind of like the Tebow's coloration, but it's a shadow because it
That's
matches with the
cool.
ancestral. Like that is super cool.
That's neat.
For a
Yeah.
shadow ornament kit.
I get behind that. That's cool. That's all I got. Thank you,
What?
random person, aka Jack.
Oh,
Jack?
Jack.
I think their name is Jake, but they didn't want to be Jake because there's so many Jakes in our clan, so they just wanted to this Jack.
What a person.
What a random person. Anyway,
What a
if you
random
want-
person, am I right?
If you want to answer the community question, feel free to do so in our
Community
Xpwaste
question?
chat. On if you want to answer the fun question, you can do so on our Xpwaste chat. And if you want to ask us a fun question, there's many ways you can do that. If you're a patron at any level, you have access to the fun questions section on our Discord. You can post it in there. You can send us a postcard. That's probably the most fun way to send a fun question. I need to go check the post office because I think it has been like, this thing's been like 2 weeks. So we'll see if we have a postcard there. Maybe I'll read it next week. Or you can email us or shoot us a DM. Those are the boring ways, but still very viable ways of getting into our fun question section. So yeah, that's going to do it for this episode, folks. Thank you so much to everyone who made it this far. This is one of the longer episodes that we've done in the last couple. And I'm sorry, this is the long one that Oxie has to edit. This is just the
It's
worst.
okay. I'll
We're
be glad to
literally
get back
the worst.
on the horse eventually.
So you can find us. Everything you would actually need from us personally as a show is going to be in the description. So you'll find our current and temporary, I don't know what you call it, but it's our merch link. It's in the description. You can find our new merch, Solra merch, on sale now. Right there, Solra merch on sale now. Guys, I'm tired. We're just gonna get through it. You can find everything you need.
Keep going, baby. We're almost
You
there.
can find everything you need. Check it out. It's in the description. Like, comment, share, do what you got to do. Leave a comment on YouTube. We love it. And subscribe on YouTube because we're like getting real close to 2K subscribers, which is cool.
Oh, damn.
That's going to do it. You guys are amazing, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.